What you here for? Strictly business. Yeah. You want a job or get rich? I'm bossed up. 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 I got boss in my IV. Just check my ID, and that's why I be the HNIC. People despise me. My services ain't free. Ain't trying to hear your story, homie. Cop me, no please. In high school, corner, quarterback. Nowadays, corner, quarter sack. Keep that on the low. Rappers turning into rats. Fly snitching on they self. DEA ransack.
Yo, you know what day it is.
Hold on, wait a minute. Hey, hold on, wait a minute. I see how my boy came in the show. Look, hey,
you know what kind
of down today.
It's that kind of show. It's gonna be that kind of show today. The boys in the building. Welcome to Master Chef, because we're gonna start cooking today. All right. A lot of stuff on the docket. It's gonna get ignorant. You see, GQ got the shades on. When he put the shades on, it's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a problem.
It's gonna get real.
Listen,
real.
Ladies and gentlemen, today is gonna be a master class at cuisine making. It's about to be some 5-star dishes made today.
Okay. So let's start. We was backstage. We was getting into the Jerry Judy situation. Let's start off there. Let's start off with the Jerry Judy situation. I'm gonna start off with what I'm going to do, because it's like I said. This is a bow. It's you got to start with a loop here, then a loop here, then you tie that shit all together, and that's how we go. So, first of all, it all starts with my man Steve Smith Sr. And he had made some comments about Jerry Judy that Jerry Judy did not like, called him a jag. In Steve Smith's world, that is called just a guy. He feels that Jerry Judy, being drafted where he was drafted, should not be just a guy. He should be an impactful player on the field every Sunday. We have not seen that from Jerry Judy since he's been in the NFL. Jerry Judy took those comments to heart, told him, I don't fuck with you. Steve Smith Sr. then doubled down on it and said, look, it is what it is. I hope you do better. But if you don't do better, and if people ask me about you and your skill set as a wide receiver and should we make a trade for you, I would tell them, no, you are at best a tier 3 wide receiver. Y'all give me y'all comments on that, and then we'll tackle all the other stuff that's coming out about Jerry Judy.
GQ, you want to souffle first, or would you allow me to go?
By all means, you can take it first. I'll follow up.
Okay, so when I first heard this, right, I was kind of confused. I was like, what Steve Smith said about Jerry Judy? That got everybody up, everybody panties in the bunch, right? What's going on? Right. So, I did my Googles and my research, what I'm saying, got on the X app, and I was like, I know they ain't talking about what he was talking about, a few months back on his podcast, right? Mm-hmm. But something dawned on me, right? I'm just like, so, that's exactly what you are, Jerry Judy. You're just another guy. Like, he didn't say nothing bad about you. He didn't say you were ass, like I've been saying since you've been drafted. He didn't say you were straight booty butt cheeks and deserved to be drafted in the 3rd, 4th round. He just said that you're kind of just another guy, especially since somebody who was drafted in the 1st round, who was looked at to be a cornerstone in the Broncos receiver room, and be looked at eventually as a leader in that receiver room. You haven't done so, big dog.
You were supposed to be what CD Lamb is to the Cowboys, to the Broncos.
As a matter of fact,
look, you mean what CD Lamb was? Because right now CD Lamb is also getting treated like a wide receiver 3 right now, not by usage.
But CD Lamb he's shown flashes. Like he's
1,000%. Like I'm just speaking just the way that I wish Dallas would use CD Lamb more, and they're not.
Right.
Like with Jerry Judy specifically, let's keep it. Jerry Judy currently has been in the league for 4 years. He has not surpassed 1,000 yards yet.
You see, that's exactly where I was just about to go. I was just about to go just right here. He doesn't even have double-digit touchdowns yet. He has 9 for his career. For his career. He has 0 for this current season. Mm-hmm. And he has not surpassed 70 catches in any season. His best season was 2022. 67 catches, 972 yards, and 6 touchdowns. Majority of his production came in 2022. In 2021, he was injured a lot. We know this.
And currently, as it currently stands, he has 20 receptions for 222 yards and no touchdowns.
Isn't that interesting? I just find it funny that not only are you the worst Alabama receiver to come out of that whole Alabama receiver class or group that everybody was talking about that one year.
Damn, the worst.
Oh, the absolute worst. I don't even care because Henry Ruggs, had he still been in the league, he'd be on a higher trajectory than you right now. Let's completely be honest.
You're right about that.
And he would be on the worst team.
Well, he also had a better quarterback throwing to him prior to him messing up.
Prior to him messing up, but I mean, if you get Russell Wilson.
I'm attacking. See, this is why I love my guys, because we are always all on the same page as far as like where we want the conversation to go. We may be on opposite sides of where we stand on that situation, but we work together so we know where the conversation is going to go. But
just guide it along. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But just to point this out, right? I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up with my last little point here. Jerry Jeudy, you want to come out, you want to say, "Oh, I don't fuck with you," you know what I'm saying? And all the other extra stuff, right? Which is cool, right? As a man, you got your own right. You can stand on your own. You got the right to say that, right? But if you are going to say that, as in not only a man but a football player, then you damn sure better ball the fuck out. You damn sure better ball the fuck out. Especially if you're going to be on the sideline with all the antics and bouncing up and down and, we don't need talking all that shit. Your ass better ball the fuck out. What you do last night? Damn. 3-14.
Oh, I can tell you because I had him on one of my fantasy teams. It was terrible. 4 catches for like fucking 13 yards and no touchdowns.
Yeah.
No touchdowns. Ain't that some shit? Yeah, you should probably be quiet. Or
his teammate,
you should probably
had a phenomenal one-handed touchdown catch last night.
Phenomenal one-handed catch for a touchdown. So
I'm gonna these are my guys. These are my guys, right?
Here's my advice, right? Here's my advice, Jerry Jeudy, since you like to watch podcasts and since you like to listen to people on the podcast and shit like that. Take shit seriously, right? Here's my advice. Play better and people won't have shit to say to you.
Yeah. I'm gonna be real simple. I think Jerry Jeudy was drafted entirely too high. I never thought he was a wide receiver 1. I've always viewed him as a wide receiver 2. I do at least give him that. I do think he would be a great complementary receiver to a Justin Jefferson, like a Jamar Chase, somebody like, I'm content with that because I think he has a skill set in the right offense where I think he can be productive. I do think that. But as a number 1, no, it ain't there. You ain't it, my guy. I'm sorry. I mean, it's not like I'm trying to trash you or nothing like that. Like you would do better.
I don't want you to cry.
Better with a team like Kansas City. At least he would probably lead Kansas City in receiving outside of Travis Kelce if he was in Kansas City. Like if I'm being honest, he doesn't drop entirely. He doesn't drop a lot as far as passes go. He does run, to judge him as a receiver. He does run very good routes. Like I had I'm gonna be objective. I have watched this man run quite a few routes. He is a very good route runner. I'll give him his props. He can separate. He's still fast. So with the right team, again, not being the true bona fide number 1, which even in Kansas City, he would be the number 2 because Kelsey's the 1 without question. He would be fine. But as your number 1 wide receiver specifically, no, that ain't it.
But my thing is this: nothing Steve Smith Sr. said was off base, based off the stats that we just put out, everything that we have seen from him up until this point. He is just a guy.
Yep.
He's out there. He's not an impact player. He's not somebody that you have to game plan for throughout the season or anything like that. Like, he's just one of them dudes. And for you to be drafted as high as you got drafted, you should not be a dude. Now, it might be all over the place today, but don't judge us because my brain is been sizzling all day. Like I said, it's all going to make sense in the end. We talked about Cortland. You just mentioned Cortland Sutton's catch.
I did. It was sensational.
Amazing catch. And then we talked about Russell Wilson. You said get a better quarterback. I think the problem here, what we're facing in Denver, is that we have a lot of things wrong and a lot of things going bad.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't know where to point the blame. And Russell Wilson is pretty much the easiest target to point at.
Yeah, and for me, when I said better, because remember, he hasn't had Russell his whole career. He's had Russell for a year and some change. So I'm kind of excluding Russell from this. Like prior to Russell,
we didn't want to put Russell in that turmoil because he didn't contribute to it.
Right, and all I'm coming back to is I was listening to our favorite just idiotic person, Colin Cowherd, and how he talks about Russell Wilson. It's like he said, the Cortland Sutton had to save Russell Wilson with that catch. And I was like, that's a funny way to look at it because, and he said some other stuff we're going to get to, because if a wide receiver makes a tough catch, that's just him making a tough catch. But for some reason, if they do it for Russell Wilson, they're saving him.
Okay, mother.
No one said that Odell was saving Eli Manning when he made that one-handed catch.
Yeah, they just called it a great catch.
It's just a good catch. Like, you put the ball up and you have your athletes make plays. How many times have we said that on this pod? Like, if you got a guy on the outside that can make plays, just put the ball up, let him go do his thing. That's what you're paying money for.
Yeah, he's most likely going to come down with the ball. That's what you said. It's what you're paying the big bucks for.
But we've gotten to the point now where Russell Wilson has just become a punching bag for sports media.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that Russ is 100% void of any criticism. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is he doesn't deserve the amount of criticism in which he is getting.
No, I think it needs to be distributed a little bit different. Now, last night, I will put a lot more of that onus on Russell Wilson because of the amount of batted balls. I watched that game in totality last night, and for a quarterback, it is inexcusable to have that many batted down passes. Especially once you get outside the pocket. Like, you were essentially telegraphing your moves, and quarterbacks can't do that. Like, when he rolled out, when that one that should have really and truly should have been picked off, when my man literally just stuck his hand out to the side and knocked it down because he had a receiver running a flare. Like, you can't have that many passes batted down. Like, if your passes are being batted down, you're telegraphing, and you need to change the way your eyes are moving because they're following your eyes if they're batting balls down that accurately.
And also, there's another part of this. This is the Sean Payton part. For whatever reason, everybody thinks Sean Payton is just a great offensive genius, mind, whatever it may be. If you guys watch the game the way that I watched the game, I have the NFL Plus, whatever it is, so they give you the coaches cam and all that other stuff.
Yep.
There were way too many plays that Denver was running that were two-man routes.
Yep.
What are you trying to they have 7 dudes in coverage.
Yeah.
What 2 men? You cannot just have Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy trying to get open against 7 people.
Y'all see why coach is pissing me off this year, dog? Do y'all see it? Oh my goodness! All these innovative, all these creative, all of these top of the line offensive fucking coordinators, dog, offensive coaches, offensive minds, and y'all got these athletes, these quarterbacks out here taking the blame for y'all incompetence, and it's absolutely fucking crazy. I watched this shit last night, and I literally damn near, I swear to God, I almost passed out because I was pissed off. Why in the? It's just like it's like Russell's getting the Justin Fields treatment, right? The man's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Why are you running a 2 route levels into a cover? The linebacker literally dropped right where he's throwing.
He dropped in the passing lane.
Yeah,
right in the pass. I'm like, bro, he has nowhere else to pass. So what the fuck did you expect him to do? Did you expect him to keep running like he's been doing all goddamn game and getting fucking hit? Or
because Spagnuolo was banking on that last night based on the route concept. If you look at this, let's put our coaches' hats on here because we all watched this game. I won't lie to you. I watched it on Amazon Prime and I watched the Shops simulcast, which was actually very impressive, by the way. It was very impressive to watch. They had some great guests on last night. Will Ferrell stopped through, Kevin Hart stopped through, Lil Dicky stopped through. But listening to LeBron, even LeBron was critical of what was happening, and he understands football better than I think some of us understand, which was good. But what I saw last night is like you have this rookie receiver in Marvin Mims Jr. Why is he not running more routes? You just brought back Greg Dolch, your tight end, long hair, don't care. You just brought him back as well. Why do you have him in pass pro when he's a more athletic tight end that you can leak out? You got Javonte Williams and McLaughlin's. You actually had 3 running backs last night. You were using a lot of Williams and McLaughlin last night. But you weren't setting Russell Wilson up to do anything, and Spags saw it because he made it look like he was going to pressure you from the middle and was killing you from the outside.
Do you know why?
If Spagnuolo get you in a cornerback blitz, you have lost that game.
Yeah,
you have lost that game.
Do you know why this was happening? Why tight ends were being, basically extra line? The one part of the team that everybody seems to overlook and that say nothing else about, their offensive line is fucking horrible.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
It's horrible. It's gross. Like, it's bad. They can't run block. They can't pass block. When you're giving Javonte Williams and all these running backs the ball and they're getting hit a yard in the backfield already.
Oh, my God.
There's a problem.
There's a big problem.
Oh, my God. Oh, my goodness gracious. Oh, my
Russ,
God. Because I've been saying it for years, bro. It's frustrating. I've been saying this shit for years.
For the sake of this discussion, currently, the Denver Broncos have the 14th ranked offensive line. 14, 1-4.
Which is crazy because remember what they said last year? If the Broncos offense was just middle of the road, they would have won games.
Yeah.
You know what the problem is now? The defense is ass. So now if the defense could actually stop somebody. See, last night the offense wasn't clicking. The offense just could not. The offense couldn't.
The defense actually, for the most part, the defense did all they could. First of all, you kept the Chiefs to under 20.
I'm gonna tell you
forced them to kick field goals, which doesn't happen very often. Kansas City don't kick a lot of field goals. So the fact that you got them, they were 1 for 4 in the red zone last night.
Kansas City kick a lot of field goals. Let me tell you this right now. Go ahead.
I'm just saying in general, like most times we see Kansas City, they drop in 26, 28, 30 points. They drop in points on points on points. Last night, they were 1 for 4 in the red zone last night. If the same Denver Broncos offense that was there just last week would have showed up, they beat the Chiefs last night.
Yeah. See, when they talk about I'm getting to Kansas City Chiefs now. My prediction of them finishing last in the AFC West would have came true if the AFC West wasn't completely dog shit this year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they're not a good football team. And I listen to Colin Cowherd. Oh, this is a Super Bowl. This is a Super Bowl winning defense. This is a Super Bowl offense.
No, it's not.
Patrick Mahomes he's a ceiling raiser and he can do all of these things.
No, it's not.
Really, their offense is putrid. You took all of the weapons away from Patrick Mahomes. You still have Travis Kelce, of course, ultimate weapon, but they're not dynamic on the outside. They refuse to run the football, so their offense looks, and they played against some really bad teams. So a lot of this stuff can.
We also saw what the Chiefs look like without Travis Kelce when Detroit beat them in Week 1.
Right. And who they got?
Almost seen it again. We almost seen it again.
Teams
last game.
Teams
and
who
I'm telling you, they almost panicked. They almost cried on the sideline because Travis Kelce was fucking hurt, and they made that boy come back in the game because they said, "Hey, if you can't play, then we won't win." And that's the reason why he played this week because they know if he don't play, we don't win.
Stop begging for calls. Like this begging for calls shit by some of these quarterbacks is killing me. Like when you make yourself into a runner, hey man, I ain't saying it's free as hunting season, but when you make yourself a runner.
No, it's hunting season. I ain't even gonna lie.
And like one of the plays that I'm talking about last night, you guys are probably familiar with it. It was like the second and 15 when he took off running, and he was starting to slide but got hit, and he wanted that flag. I'm like, my guy, you got a man running full speed at you, and you started to slide. You weren't even on the ground yet. You had just started. You didn't stop your whole momentum. You started to slide, and he hit you. He hit you the right way. He didn't put his helmet in your helmet. He head across the body. He did everything right. You just didn't want to get hit. Then don't run.
And then, but the thing about it is, remember when Kenny Pickett was in college and he did the fake slide?
My favorite thing.
This is what happens when you loosen up the rules and then defenders have to think about shit while in mid run. Like, should I hit him? Should I not hit him? If he slides and I touch him,
we talk about this?
We did. We most certainly
did. Okay. I just had to make sure.
We certainly did. This is why I keep trying to tell y'all we got the podcast in the world. When it comes to football, when it comes to sports podcasting and football, first of all, I'm gonna get to all of our shows. First of all, just a little side note: we're the people's voice. Everything that you want to say, that you want to think when you're watching these other networks, let us do that. We're here for you. Okay, Basket does that. PVT does that. Gentleman Talks does that. You already know what we do over here at the huddle. So just continue to stay with us while we're doing this. Let's like I said, it's all gonna come together. I want to get
it's all gonna come full circle. Don't worry about it. We got y'all. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I want to get to Shannon Sharp now because he made some comments about Brock Purdy.
Uncle Shay.
The question was asked, is Brock Purdy an elite quarterback? And he said, no, he's not an elite quarterback because he plays in Kyle Shanahan's offense. A lot of that goes to the Shanahan offense, yada, yada, yada. He plays with Debo and CMC and George Kittle and Brandon Ayuk. He's a system guy. He is not elite. And to what Melvin says to this, and I love I love That's my man. I love Shay Shay. But you have lost your rabbit ass mind on this one.
Absolutely.
Okay. First of all, and his comparisons was Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts. And I was like, I find that very ironic and very telling that the white quarterback is a system quarterback and he can't be elite because he's not elite athletically. Just because you are elite athletically doesn't make you an elite quarterback. And just because you are not elite athletically doesn't mean you can't be an elite quarterback. Brock Purdy has not lost an NFL football game that he has started. He has not thrown an interception this year.
Not that I'm aware of.
But I'm tired. And this is why I told Moolage I was going to get racial today. This is where I'm going with it. Why do we minimize white quarterbacks, black quarterbacks? Like, we get to this point where just because we complain that black quarterbacks don't get enough help, they don't get enough look, enough shine, but then y'all shine lights on them, but then you want to discredit someone else, like white quarterbacks. Because I don't care how non-athletic you think Brock Purdy is. I don't care what system you think he's playing in. Because wasn't Jimmy Garoppolo in that system? Did it look like this?
Called him a winner.
No.
Everybody
I'm just saying.
Oh, absolutely not.
It didn't look this efficient.
Not his firepower.
In this offense?
But they built that narrative off of Kyle Shanahan's off. Oh, Jimmy G's a winner. Look at Jimmy G. Look at third highest winning percentage in the
But we've seen this story before. We saw it in Atlanta too. Did we or did we not see this in Atlanta?
But wasn't Matt Ryan before Kyle Shanahan got there?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
So my thing is, maybe when he has a talented quarterback, it makes the offense look better. Maybe when he has an elite quarterback, the offense looks better. And when he doesn't have an elite quarterback, it doesn't look as good. Maybe. I'm just saying. And to call somebody a system quarterback is idiotic to me. Because Lamar Jackson runs a certain system, does he not?
Yep, it does.
Doesn't that system help Lamar Jackson?
Mm-hmm.
That's how that's supposed to work.
And they get into Brock Purdy. Oh, he just has to get the ball to CMC or get it to his playmakers and let them finish the job. That's the whole purpose of a quarterback. That is literally the purpose of a quarterback. Because
yards after catch is not a quarterback stat.
And if your quarterback doesn't have those things around him, y'all complain that they don't have them. It doesn't make sense. Is Brock Purdy a top 10 quarterback? No, not yet. Is he playing like one? Hell the fuck yeah.
Absolutely.
That is So to say he's not an elite quarterback is asinine. It's crazy. It doesn't make stop what they and people do this all the time. The people that I be arguing with on TikTok. Stop confusing talent and actual gameplay as if they're the same thing.
Yeah, we got to stop that.
They're not.
There's still entirely too much just recency bias going on. Because we still want to ride the this is the Josh Allen train. We still want to do this, that, and the third. People are out there trying to bash. We talked about the Joe Burrow conversation already. Like we're all over the place. Like everybody wants to stick with, we'll say the hottest thing, whatever the hottest thing is. But what about the consistent ones? What about the ones who just do it week in and week out? You notice how much is not being said about Tua this year? It's funny what happens when you're healthy. It's crazy. There's no conversation about Tua. Oh, but Jalen Hurts is struggling this year because of X, Y, Z. Last time I checked, they're still 5-1. They're still, successful.
5-0.
Like, didn't they? I mean, every quarter people. It's weird to me that they'll call somebody a system quarterback or whatever it may be. Jalen Hurts changes offensive coordinators, but then you want to say he's playing bad. Couldn't it be the fact that he has a new offensive coordinator?
The fact that the Eagles are being as successful as they are when both of their coordinators were lost to head coaching positions speaks to Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts a lot.
I was going to say that kind of speaks to Jalen Hurts' ability a lot, considering he lost a guy.
Even now, another quarterback that we don't bash a lot
anymore. Still having a good season.
We don't bash Jared Goff.
No.
Oh, nobody talks shit about Jared Goff at all.
Jared Goff has gone to a Super Bowl. Like we just kind of forget sometimes. So the success that Detroit is having is not shocking. It's just the fact that when he finally got to Detroit. And I actually heard this on Good Morning Football on Monday. They had the GM on there, and he talked about it. He said, when we first got Jared, we didn't have any money. We didn't have any players. Like, he said this. He went down this list of things that we did not have. And he said, we finally started getting some draft picks hitting. We finally started getting some free agents. And, and he said this was the most important thing he said, which I love that he said this. I didn't see Jared Goff as a stopgap / bridge quarterback.
No.
So immediately when they traded for him, they knew, hey, we want this guy to be our franchise quarterback, which is fine. Jared Goff's only like 28, I think.
Well,
I think he's only like 27, 28. So he can, and you still can keep him for the cheap. You don't have to pay him like the top 10 of quarterbacks. You don't got to pay him $45 million a year.
But the thing about it is, what changed? Detroit got players now.
That's it.
That's what. So every fucking quarterback, every play. A quarterback is only as good as the people who are catching the ball, and the people catching the ball is only as good as the person who's throwing it.
Yeah, like everybody tries to do the comparisons, like, oh, but look what Tom Brady did. There's only one Tom Brady.
I just want everybody to know Jared Goff was the last young quarterback.
I think even with the Tom Brady stuff, like, dog, Julian Edelman is a legit wide receiver.
No, he is 100%. But you look at just guys who have like the guys with the elite weapons, right? Like these. Brady was doing it with what we call non-household names that became household names because of all the Super Bowl runs and stuff like that. Yeah, but he still had quality players around him. I mean, you start pulling in the Danny Amendolas and the Chris Hogans and things of that sort. And excuse me.
It's like you have to, right? It's like everybody's a nobody until you become somebody.
Yep.
And y'all want to know something interesting fact, interesting stat that a lot of people probably don't even know?
I like interesting stats.
Oh yeah, so do I. Jared Goff is now 2-0 against Patrick Mahomes. He's the only young quarterback to consistently beat Patrick Mahomes twice.
Yeah, the first time he beat him, it was in a whole ass shootout.
One of the highest scoring football games that we've ever seen offensively. Isn't that crazy? And then to follow it up, just after that with another win. You know, this is crazy, right? This is crazy, right? Because thank you, Mel, because I want to actually talk about this. That's my aunt, by the way. Shout out to my aunt. Appreciate you for stopping in today, Auntie.
What's up?
She's a big football fan, so she said she was going to stop by today, get some picks. This is the thing that I wanted to say because first of all, we do love Unc. We appreciate his insight, but he's definitely wrong. I've been saying that Brock Purdy was going to be the guy for Frisco. Literally when he got drafted, like when they were battling out for that for that second string spot after Jimmy, him and Trey. I literally looked at him that first preseason game and I said, he's going to be the next future of this team. Main reason being, not because he's super athletic, not because he's just so crazy. No, he has great footwork. He delivers a great ball. He's a great listener. He's very, very coachable. He's very, very good in the pocket, has great pocket awareness. That's what you want in your quarterback.
Yeah. And if you watched him at Iowa State, you'd know this.
Yeah. If you wanted somebody who can get out the pocket and run on or stuff like that, bet you can go find him. But if you want somebody who's going to stand in there, have great footwork, have great pocket presence, and going to deliver an accurate ball and run the offense that you wanted to run, oh, that's your guy right there for sure. Now we're gonna sit here and say that, oh yeah, no, he's better than Justin Herbert. He's better. No, nobody's gonna sit here and say that. But is he playing on their level? Absolutely, he is. So you have to give him credit where it's due. And this is the thing, right? This is the thing that I wanted to say about Jared Goff, because a lot of people writ him off as soon as Sean Payton came in and, oh, we got to get Matthew Stafford in here, blah, 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 and stuff like that, right? When you write somebody off like that and they go to another team and they still succeed, because when you, like they said, the Lions didn't have shit. Lions didn't have nothing when Jared Goff went over there. His numbers did not, they stayed the same. QBR stayed the same, passer rating stayed the same, everything stayed the same, except his yardage and touchdowns. Right when he gets Amon-Ra St. Brown, right when he gets TJ Hawkinson before they trade him off, right when he gets all of these weapons, passing yards, touchdowns go up. Everything else literally stays the same because he's always been the same accurate quarterback. Just because another coach comes in and says, yeah, no, you're not my guy, that doesn't take away from his ability. That doesn't mean that, oh, he's not a good player. He's still a great fucking player. As you've seen, he went to a worse team, and they're 4-1 now. Oh, my God. They're 4-1. The Detroit Lions are 4-1 with Jared Goff behind the helm. Isn't that crazy? So
leading the division.
Isn't that wild? Damn. So when people come out and they say shit like this, oh well, nah, he's not elite. He's not. How do you measure elitism? Like, please, somebody tell me.
But we had this conversation before. There can only be at best, a handful of elite quarterbacks. At best, everybody else is just good to average. Everybody can't be an elite quarterback. We throw around that word elite like it's
way too much.
A lot.
We throw it way too much. You can win with just a good quarterback.
That's all you need is a good quarterback.
Like, that's
It's been proven numerous times that you just need a good quarterback.
Everybody, they fight so hard to make everybody like you have to be perfect every single time you step out on the field. That is not the case, and it's wrong. Speaking of which, like, all of a sudden, like, back to Colin Cowherd and his idiocy, talking about the Packers seen enough. They should have seen enough from Jordan Love. They need to move on from Jordan Love. He's not the answer. He's not the guy. Jordan Love has started 6 NFL games in his entire career.
Let this man build a true sample size before you're ready to bash this man.
Detroit's defense and their offense actually looks very, very different. I don't know if they can compete with Frisco yet, but they definitely look
Detroit has the second rated offensive line in football right now. Second, number 2, behind Philly. I'm just throwing it out there. And they got a running back in David Montgomery that loves running downhill.
He's just throwing it out there like that.
Detroit has fixed their front. Whatever they did in the front office, they fixed it.
Not to mention, Aiden Hutchinson is starting to really become a dude.
Hey.
That one-handed kick that he got off of shedding a block was sensational. That was some J.J. Watt hybrid T.J. Watt type shit, because he just said, give me that ball, and snatched that bit after shedding a block. That kind of eye-hand coordination, you can't teach that.
But that's who Aiden Hutchinson is.
True, he was kind of covered up by the fact that Detroit wasn't very good at the time. But now everything is starting to build up. They actually have a lot more competent players around them. And now, look, all these star players are starting to, minus Jahmyr Gibbs, but he's a rookie. Give him time, he'll get there. And but look what's happening.
Yep. And it's just, but Detroit did it the way, you know how we talked about the draft process and how teams should build their teams. You get you a veteran quarterback. They got a veteran quarterback.
Boom.
You get you some young weapons to build around that veteran quarterback. You go out and but you got to hit on these things. The Lions have hit. Now, if they would have still had Jeff Okudah, we are talking that defense looks very, very, very. I mean, it looks great now. I'm not even taking, but when you add a Jeff Okudah to that secondary with Aiden Hutchinson and those linebackers,
and not to mention you lost somebody you acquired because you lost the cat from Philly. You lost him to injury.
Chauncey Gardner.
Gardner Johnson.
So you still have him. You know, we're having a slightly different conversation as well. But not to mention, they also hit on the rookie Sam Laporta.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
And they got that linebacker from I think it's from Iowa. They drafted him. I said, look, that is an old school linebacker. He is 255 pounds, runs a 4.4, and can get sideline to sideline, and he thumps.
That's all you want at your linebackers.
Mm-hmm. I think his name is Rodriguez. Last name Rodriguez?
No,
not him. The other one.
Oh, the other one. Yep, you guys are right.
He's a rookie this year.
Yep, because Rodriguez was the rookie last year.
Yeah,
that linebacker core in another year.
But that linebacker core is actually really, really good.
They're gonna be a problem in about another year.
And I mean, it's just when you put this is like we said, when you put your young quarterback in situations to where he can succeed, and you don't throw him in the fire and be like, hey. I know we were one and forever last year. I know we don't have nobody here, but go out and win me 17 games right now. Appreciate you, dog. Like you can't fucking do that. You can't do that.
100%.
That's quite literally. That's quite.
Andy Reid. Like Andy Reid said it best last night. He's like, look, we're not playing the best, but he said, you know what? Wins are hard to come by in this league. If I'm 4-1 after a quarter of the season, I'm not mad at that as a coach. I'm really not. Now I'm gonna watch all that film because I wanna build off of that. Now, if you're 1-4, 1-5 like the Broncos, yeah, you might want to throw the film, watch the film, but then burn it when you're done taking all your notes.
You got to tweak some things, and you got to tweak some things. And when it comes to young quarterbacks, young players in general in this league, we need to stop. And this is going to segue into the next thing. We need to stop putting so much pressure on them.
Yes.
Like we need to, because this is hard. Playing football in the National Football League is hard.
Playing quarterback.
But I drafted you number 4 overall. Why can't you shine now?
Why can't you guys? Why can't every single quarterback that comes in look like Tom Brady and look like Peyton Manning and look like Patrick Mahomes and win me Super Bowls and they're second and third? Because it's not realistic. That's why.
And everything that you said is the reason why stuff falls apart for young quarterbacks.
Yes, it does.
You're trying to compare Jordan Love to Aaron Rodgers. He's not Aaron Rodgers.
Why are you trying to compare him to the history of the Packers? Oh, we had Brett Favre. Now we got Aaron Rodgers. Now we got Jordan Love. You got to get that man a chance. Let this man play a full season first. This is the first season without Aaron Rodgers. Let this season play out, but build on this. Like people are ready to write Jordan Love off, and I'm like, you know what? Jordan Love hasn't looked that bad. The problem now they have been without Aaron Jones for 3 games, which is
and Romeo Doubs can't stay on the field.
Romeo Doubs been on the field more than Christian Watson this year.
Exactly.
Doubs has been the most healthy receiver they've had this year.
And the crazy thing about
Reed. Jalen Reed, the rookie. Yeah.
The crazy thing about all of this with Colin Cowherd, I'm gonna keep fucking mentioning his name because he makes my skin crawl.
Hey, same.
He sits there and he says that Jordan Love and the Packer offense should be better with all of the weapons that he is dealing with. And I'm like, wait a minute. Are these the same weapons that you said weren't good enough for Aaron Rodgers?
Ain't that crazy? Because he for sure said that.
He sure had the same exact weapons minus the rookie they got this year. Like,
how can they be bad for Aaron Rodgers, but they're great for Jordan Love? It doesn't make sense.
That's good.
Now, I don't think they were bad for Aaron Rodgers. I don't. I just think they were young kids.
Yeah, they're young.
And Rodgers didn't want to work with him entirely.
Yeah, and Rodgers didn't want to work with him.
That's why Lazard became his guy. He still had Randall Cobb till Cobb got hurt.
Yes, he does. Yeah. Off lighter fluid.
I believe that. Off that lighter fluid. For real.
A straight lighter
fluid. Yeah, because he be gaslighting everybody else.
And it's like, give these young quarterbacks
a chance.
But you see, the problem is we can't give them a chance because of the conversation we had 2 shows ago. these young quarterbacks are being drafted to shit for organizations.
Right.
There's no structure. There's no continuity in place. There's nothing for them to. You expect these quarterbacks to come in and be the architects and build the franchise, but you don't have the right coaches in place, the right GMs in place. The front office is shit. Why don't you fix the front office before you bring in a young quarterback? That's like,
oh my God.
That's like adopting a child to a broken home.
Right. Like
why the fuck
they're
would you
not.
do that?
The reason why they're getting adopted is because they came from a broken home in the first place.
Yeah, and then you just go and bring them to another broken home. Why don't you bring them to a place of stability with the proper things in place? Even if you bring them to a situation where you have an average O-line, one solid alpha receiver, and a slightly above average running back, that is better than half the shit these quarterbacks get drafted into.
Right.
This is the reason why we said that weak teams should no longer pick at the fucking top, because y'all are literally ruining these young quarterbacks' career.
You're messing up too many young players by doing it. Too many.
Yep. Said it. Been saying it. Because I'll never forgive the Cardinals for what y'all did to Josh Rosen, bro. I don't care.
There you go. Oh, and
Rosen got fucked up. Vince Young got fucked up. Jared Goff almost got fucked up by the same coach. Sam Bradford got fucked up.
Yep. I refuse.
So
I refuse to.
CJ2K got fucked up.
So we going.
Refuse to let it happen.
Speaking of young quarterbacks,
let's get it.
This is gonna segue into my, the Coach Prime hate train is never late.
Nope. Oh yeah, always on time.
That bitch is always on time. It is always on time. It's not so much a football conversation, because the 76ers had invited Deion Sanders to come talk to the 76ers basketball team. Give them a little, they had a bunch of young players on the team, give them a pep talk. Coach Prime is dope at that. If you want anybody
but that's weird to bring it into, of all organizations, to bring it to Philly, because Philly need to get their own shit together before they try to bring in somebody to speak to them.
Right. So, like I said, this is not so much it involves Coach Prime, this is the football part of it, but it still involves football. JJ Redick got upset and said that what has happened to the sanctity of the locker room, this stuff shouldn't be blasted out to the public, yada yada yada. He's just taking advantage of the situation and the team. Blase, blah, blase, blah.
Where, baby?
My problem is the locker room has never been, quote unquote, that sacred. Did we not just watch The Last Dance? Didn't they have locker room footage in that?
I mean, you can go back to the Jets situation with Geno Smith. We found out about that the day after it happened.
I'm just gonna stay in basketball just so it makes JJ Redick look more like a dummy before I even go to the football side of it.
Shit, go to the Gilbert Arenas situation. We found out about that the day after it happened. Nigga brought a fucking gun to the motherfucker. Never mind.
But this is a larger issue, is that a lot of people have a problem with Coach Prime. I don't know what their issue is, but they have a very big problem with him and how he's basically become media. He's become it.
Yeah.
See, even little body Big Fro thinks it. She was like, see, yeah.
She know what's popping.
She know who her daddy is.
And so once again, this is another week where someone has to put Deion Sanders' name in their mouth for no reason, which then turned into I'm going into my young quarterback stuff. They had a conversation. Who's the second best quarterback in the country? And it was like, if you had to pick between Drake May and Shedeur Sanders, who would you take? And I had a problem with this because Drake May, this is my personal opinion. This does not mean you have to like it or love it or dislike it or anything like that. Drake May has done absolutely nothing, because the same arguments that were made for Shedeur, saying that, well, he's not that good because he was playing at Jackson State. Who has Drake May played against? Nobody. The ACC is not that good the last couple years he's been playing in it, for you to sit there and be like, oh no, he should be the second best quarterback in the draft. And the only reason why they do this is because he's 6'4", 235 pounds. Yep. And they do what most people do. Oh, he's built like Josh Allen. He's that. And they put comparisons on people, and then they base their projections based on the comparison of the player.
And to put it in retrospect for everybody, they played South Carolina, Appalachian State, Minnesota, Pitt, and Syracuse.
Trent,
they play the U tomorrow.
I'm not comparing the HBCU to an ACC. I'm talking about competition, period. The ACC, we can all agree, if we're going to talk about the Power 5 conferences, it's a bottom 2.
Yep, sure is.
So that's all I'm saying.
And I'm pretty sure there's a few HBCU teams that can beat some ACC teams.
And if we're going to talk about what Shedeur Sanders is doing this season compared to what Drake May is doing this season, we can see that Shedeur is playing better, not by a lot, but he's playing better than Drake.
He's playing better against better competition.
Yeah, so that's quite
legit. Let's see what happens when Drake May plays against a USC type. Like let me see. Looking at the rest of their schedule, right? This is the rest of North Carolina's schedule. They played the U this weekend, then they got Virginia, then Georgia Tech, then Campbell, then Duke, then Clemson, then North Carolina State. Who the fuck are they playing this year?
Right.
Like Clemson on most years, Clemson would have been that one, but Clemson not even ranked this year.
Drake, I mean, like I said you don't got to agree with it. I just haven't seen nothing there's nothing to tell me that Drake May picks and drops. He been balling. Hey, he's playing with better, and on top of not just, he's still playing with better supporting cast than Shedeur.
So let me pull up. I just got to do it. I want to pull up this comparison because it came up in this conversation. Now I just got to see it.
What
now I got it. I'm about to do it because I don't disagree entirely, but I do at the same time, and I'm about to do it because I like facts over everything. I'm sorry, I don't do analytics. I don't do none of that shit. I want bona fide ass, true ass facts. So Drake May currently on this upcoming season has thrown for 1,629 yards, 8 touchdowns, 4 interceptions with an 85.6 QBR, which is 9th in the country. Phenomenal. Yep. Great. All right. Shedeur Sanders, on the other hand, has thrown for 2,020 yards, 16 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions, but he has a 70.3 QBR, which is 36th. People are going to look at that QBR stat and be like, oh, well, Shedeur is just not as efficient as Drake May because look at his QBR. Well, again, if I take the competition that Shedeur has played against versus the competition that Drake May has played against, give me Shedeur at that number 2 spot every single time because he's done this against better competition. Let me see Drake May against TCU. Let me see Drake May against USC. Let me see him against Oregon upcoming. Like, let me see that before we start trying to bash this man. Because if Drake May was him, like he just said, why does Shedeur have double the amount of touchdowns and 2 less interceptions in the same amount of games played?
And that's like I said, and like Shedeur's supporting cast is not as good as North Carolina.
No, it's not. And the coaching, he also does have Mac Brown. I'm not like discrediting like Deion Sanders, but he has Mac Brown. And Mac Brown is a damn good coach who's been doing this college football coaching a lot longer than Deion. So he understands a few different conceptual things to do that Coach Sanders knows, but he's putting together a little bit differently right now. So there's like a lot of other factors in play here.
And not to mention, Drake May has been in North Carolina for 3 years.
Yeah. And again, this is not like us like bashing on Drake May. Like Drake May also has phenomenal. He has one of the better wide receiver trios in college football. Like he has a really good set of receivers he's got at least 2 guys that are going to be drafted in the NFL, 100%.
Michael Penix is not playing like the best QB in the fucking country.
Now, Michael Penix is playing pretty damn good, though.
He's playing great football, but let's not do like I've been seeing people overhype this dude literally all goddamn season, bro. And like, if you're gonna sit up there and say that he's been playing like the best player in the country, then what happened last game? What happened against UCLA? Because that was a bad loss.
Michael Penix, for the sake.
Please come up with an excuse for that.
1,999 yards, 16 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and a 91.6 QBR. That's currently what he's looking at. So,
and Penix got 3 NFL wide receivers he's throwing to.
Yes.
And I'll give Penix this. I'll give Penix this credit because when I see him play, he does throw the best deep ball out of all of them. But at the end of the day, one game against a bad UCLA unranked team. Yeah, that speaks a lot. That kind of speaks volumes. Considering that
their last game was against Arizona,
Colorado played who played Arizona? I think Colorado played Arizona last.
Yeah, he's about Washington, right?
Yeah, I'm looking
Washington.
At it right now.
Washington. Their last loss came to UCLA, a bad UCLA team. Like that UCLA team is not good. Let's be completely honest, right? So yes, one game speaks volumes. Everybody wanted to build their narrative off Shedeur for getting blown out by Oregon, and then he bounces back the next game. And what happened? He's back. He's back. Oh, he has a great.
Oh no, they didn't lose.
That's what I'm saying. Like
they didn't lose.
Washington's last game was against Arizona on September 30th. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
they haven't played UCLA yet. They don't play UCLA this year. They play Oregon, Arizona State, Stanford, USC, Utah, Oregon State, and Washington State. They don't even play UCLA this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why Washington lost.
No, they didn't lose yet. I mean, they didn't look good against Arizona.
No. I mean, Penix still had 363 yards passing. Like, he's still, but he didn't have any touchdowns. No rushing or passing touchdowns in that game. But they still, they won by what, 6? I think it was. Well, 7. They won by 7, 31-24, something like that.
Yeah, they won by 6.
But, I mean, he was 30 of 40 for 363, which is still pretty damn good, minus the fact that there were no touchdowns. He's only got – and he's got 2 interceptions on the year, too, which is,
But Trent,
it was Arizona that I was thinking about.
If Penix has been wilding, then what has Shedeur Sanders been doing?
Answer that question.
If Penix is wilding, what is Shedeur Sanders doing?
Because against USC, right? Against USC, which is everybody talking about, Caleb Williams being that guy and how good USC is. 30 of 45 for 371 and 4 touchdowns against USC. And we said this. Had Colorado had an actual running back and a running game, they win that game.
You literally just said that he would be a best at QB2.
Right. But my thing is
that you don't think it's QB2. But Drake man's like that. So how
because Trent. We had this conversation.
I don't get that logic there.
I was telling them, look, Caleb Williams might be the better athlete between him and Shedeur. But if you're talking about playing the quarterback position, Shedeur is a better quarterback. Does it mean athletically, they're not on the same level? No, they're not. But Shedeur, the way he reads the defense, the way he can stand in the pocket, extend the plays, even against who was it? Who was that last game? The last USC game.
The last USC game?
Arizona. When they went to overtime. Who is that against?
I'll tell you in just a second. It's pulling up as we speak. They played
Arizona State, right? Arizona State.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, San Jose State.
No, Arizona State.
No, Arizona State. No. Yeah,
Arizona State.
Yeah, sorry.
Arizona State.
Arizona State.
He saved himself on a lot of different things because of his legs, not because of his arm and his eyes. There were receivers open in the play. They could not cover Jerry Rice's son, Brendan Rice.
Oh, no. So it was Arizona. That's why that schedule jacked me up because Washington was on a bye week. It was fucking me up. I was like, they both couldn't have played Arizona last week. Yeah. So Washington was on a bye. So they played Arizona and win the triple overtime. USC, that is. Mm-hmm. Caleb Williams had 219 yards in that particular game. Looking at the splits now, I mean,
what?
Cool story, bro. But again, here's the funny thing, right? Let's talk about this real quick, right? Arizona is a lesser team than Colorado, right? Do we all agree?
Yeah.
Okay. Why was the score 43-41 against Arizona? And it was 48-41 against Colorado.
And they were losing.
Just want to
I'm not saying Caleb is not a good quarterback. That's not what I'm saying.
Nobody's bashing Caleb Williams, but we've got to stop putting him in this conversation like he's the next greatest thing smoking.
Right, and that's all. It's like there's
you just said it too, Mel. Like, we got to give these young cats a chance to act. Let's let them get to the fucking league first.
Right.
Thank you. Let them get to the damn league first. Let them do something first, bro. Like,
cats, like we're putting the fact that just your favorite person that we've been talking about this whole show and Colin Cowherd, the fact that Caleb Williams is in some of his hierarchies of quarterbacks already, and he ain't set foot on an NFL field yet is blasphemy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I said, too bad, so sad. But this is the thing, right? Because everybody, like I said, everybody want to talk about Michael Penix, and I know I was, out of left field with the whole UCLA thing. But it's like, still, who have they played? Boise, Tulsa, Michigan State, California, and Arizona. Arizona is probably the best competition you guys have played. This coming up Saturday, I'm going to be real interested and going to be locked into this game because I'm going to see if Washington State is going to be able to step up to the challenge that is Oregon, right? But but then you got USC, right? And then you got Utah, right? And then you got Oregon State, who I think can actually beat Washington. I'm not even gonna lie to you. So it's like everybody wants to put all this stuff on Michael Penix, right? And like I said, he throws a great deep ball, and I'm not going to take anything away from him. But when you look at levels of competition, Shedeur has played some of the best type of competition, right? Michael Penix has yet to play the best type of competition yet. Drake May has yet to play the best type of competition. We've seen Shedeur against some of the best defense, against some of the best competition in the country. We have yet to see that from Drake May yet. We have yet to see that from Michael Penix. Because when we see that, then we can judge. Do me a favor,
put Micah's comment back up there, because as soon as he said that, my brain was immediately like, he hit a fucking nail on the head. All right, let's play this game. Most quarterbacks that win the Heisman don't go on to last in the NFL. Let's just play this game for just a second. Joe Burrow, Bryce Young, Baker Mayfield, Lamar Jackson, Marcus Mariota, Jameis Winston, Johnny Manziel, RG3, Cam Newton, Sam Bradford, Tim Tebow, Matt Leinart, and that's going from the 2000s to now. All of those quarterbacks. Who was the most successful out of all those quarterbacks that I just named off right now?
Say it again.
So currently, you got Bryce Young, Joe Burrow, Baker Mayfield, Lamar Jackson, Marcus Mariota, Jameis Winston, Johnny Manziel, RG3, Cam Newton, Sam Bradford, Tim Tebow, Matt Leinart, Carson Palmer.
Yeah. Lamar Jackson.
Of all of those quarterbacks, so Lamar Jackson was 2016.
Yep.
Oh, I forgot Kyler Murray in 2018. I forgot the toddler. He kind of popped up and disappeared on me.
Lamar Jackson.
But the point is, so since Lamar in 2016, we've had Baker, Kyler, Joe Burrow, and Bryce Young. And then Caleb Williams, obviously, last year. We have these 5 other quarterbacks. Now, Baker is still playing in the NFL. We know this, and he's doing well. Kyler is trying to come back. Joe Burrow has been to a Super Bowl, so we're not going to not knocking Joe Burrow for that. But there's validity to what Micah's comment just said. Marcus Mariota, Jameis Winston, Johnny Manziel, RG3, Cam Newton, Sam Bradford, Tim Tebow.
Most of the time,
in totality, that's what one MVP. One NFL MVP from all the names I just did? One? And it was Cam?
Literally one.
You had a Super Bowl appearance from Cam Newton.
I would say I think that's the only Super Bowl appearance, too, from that group.
Now, you did have playoff wins. Marcus Mariota and Jameis Winston both have playoff wins. RG3 has been in the playoffs. Manziel's been in the playoffs. Sam Bradford had three ACL injuries.
Mm-hmm.
Tim Tebow has a playoff victory. Matt Leinart I think he had a couple playoff wins. And then Carson Palmer was Carson Palmer. We know he had them stacked Bengals teams, and they just kind of couldn't get over the hump of the gauntlet that was the North at the time.
The AFC.
So there's validity to what he just said when it comes to quarterbacks and winning the Heisman. Because you notice, right, C.J. Stroud is not on this list. And what's C.J. Stroud doing as a rookie right now?
Balling.
Just, and I'm not saying he's going to be the best of this bunch.
He's playing.
But the point is, what he said was perfect because it's true. Most of your Patrick Mahomes doesn't have a Heisman. Tom Brady doesn't have a Heisman. Aaron Rodgers don't have a Heisman. Peyton Manning don't have a Heisman. Heisman don't really mean shit.
No, it just means you was the best player in college football.
That's literally all it means. You was the best player in college. It don't mean nothing because you can't. That doesn't mean that you being the best player in college means it translates to you being the best player in NFL. Now, no, nobody fucking cares at the end of the goddamn day. Nobody cares because it's not people playing for a spot. It's not people playing for these niggas are playing for money. They're playing for livelihood. So,
but the thing
it's different.
But see, I don't think that's true because we don't
know that.
we don't know what Caleb is going to be.
You don't know what Caleb is going to be. Everybody wants to sit up here and put Patrick Mahomes star on him. Oh, he's like Patrick Mahomes. He could be the next Patrick Mahomes. We didn't even know what Patrick Mahomes is going to be. Patrick Mahomes was not playing like this when he was at Texas Tech. Like, come on, bro. Like, if he was playing like this and had all the weapons and stuff like that when he was at Texas Tech, they would have fucking done something. They would have won. But he wasn't. The reason why they took him is because they see something in him. And you can say coming out of college all you want to, but that doesn't matter.
I can tell you this right now. Coming out of college, Caleb Williams wasn't RG3 coming out of college. Coming out of college, no. Caleb Williams is not RG3.
No, Caleb Williams ain't even Vince Young coming out of college.
I don't even know what that means.
No, he said, okay, so if we're playing that game, right? Okay, Caleb Williams is tentatively the projected number one overall pick, right?
How is he better than RG3 coming out of college? Like,
but here's my thing. What has Caleb Williams done in college outside of winning the Heisman? Has he been to the
nails and lose to Utah twice? Has
he been to the college football playoff? Has he played the national championship? The answer is no to both. But this is supposed to be the next great quarterback.
To the playoffs. He's painted his nails and he lost to Utah twice. That's what he's done. That's the significance of his career as of right now. Let's be completely honest.
Trying to judge a college a college quarterback passer in college is crazy because how long did it take for somebody to break Colt Brennan's record at Hawaii?
At this point, RG3 and Caleb Williams have done the exact same thing.
He said that Caleb Williams is a better passer. RG3 has one of the best deep balls we have ever seen. One of the most accurate deep balls. Like, RG3 was like that. He was ahead of his skis from an athletic perspective and got himself fucked off. RG3 had a phenomenal deep ball.
If we asking that question, what did Caleb Williams do?
Because
they're the same. Same level.
Yeah, let's just look at this Heisman list. Bryce Young has been to the national championship. Devontae Smith, national championship. Joe Burrow, national championship. Baker Mayfield, college football playoff. Like, what do you mean? Like, what have you done, Caleb Williams? You ain't even been to the college football playoff yet. And the college football playoff has been around for a good minute now.
Opportunities to do.
You haven't even won your conference yet.
Like, coming out of college, would you say Caleb Williams coming out of college was better than Deshaun Watson?
No. Deshaun just came off of beating Alabama in the national championship.
He's not even better than Trevor Lawrence coming out of college.
Yeah. There you go.
You know what? I love that a lot because that's a great one. But yeah, he's not in that conversation with Deshaun Watson because Deshaun Watson didn't buckle when the pressure got big in college. Caleb Williams got his ass handed to him by Utah.
Twice.
In your own conference.
Twice.
Deshaun Watson beat an Alabama team that gave us 8 high draft pick players off of that squad. That Alabama squad gave us 8 high round draft picks. Deshaun beat them in the national championship with Hunter Renfrow.
What do you mean? How is he not in that combo? Because he is yet to accomplish the same thing that those quarterbacks have accomplished
but a Heisman
in college.
Right now, the lasting impression of Caleb Williams for college is he's going to be in that Heisman House commercial now.
No, the last impression. This is the last impression of Caleb Williams. You painted your nails and got your ass beat by Utah twice. That's it. Too.
So.
Nobody cares about the Heisman, gang. I know.
If that's the case, then we can't talk about USC because USC squad is fucking insane. That's nuts. Come on, man. Like, you can't say that.
Like, that's also just like saying, okay, so that Joe Burrow LSU squad was stacked, so it didn't matter. That Bryce Young Alabama squad was stacked, so that don't mean nothing.
Yeah.
Like, Kyler Murray's Oklahoma squad was damn good. They just didn't finish the job. And Baker Mayfield had that same Alabama squad with similar people. And
so, if that's the case,
I'm willing to put Lamar over Caleb because Lamar's talent level compared to where Caleb's talent level as far as team wise is nowhere near the same.
Lamar did everything he did in college without the weapons that Caleb got.
Like I said, the talent level compared to teams is nowhere near the same when you talk about a USC and a fucking Louisville compared to what Lamar did and what Caleb did. throwing off his fucking back foot, all inaccurate and shit like that. He has great weapons and great receivers that are gonna come down with it. They're gonna make plays for him.
If we're going to rank, is Lamar Jackson the top 5 college quarterback of all time? No, he's not.
No.
Okay.
Because the argument for that one would be, you would have to put it, he wouldn't even be over a guy like Tim Tebow as far as in college.
If you're saying coming out of college, Lamar is not a top 5 quarterback all time in college football. That is insane.
No, it's not.
That is crazy.
That's wild. That's an insane take.
Come on, dog. Like, that is niggity nut.
That's an insane take.
You hijacked.
We're talking about somebody who hasn't won a national championship compared to other players who have not only won Heisman but national championships in the same year. No.
You can't say Tebow is not top 5. Like, with his accolades alone is top 5.
Oh,
especially what he did in college. Like,
that man is a legend in college. That man is a legend in college. Like, I don't care what he did in the NFL. That man is forever a legend in college football.
We're talking college, bro. College and pro are not the same.
He said a bigger
and you would be absolutely correct. He is a bigger, slower fucking version of Taysom Hill. That doesn't negate what he did in college.
At all. What did Taysom Hill do in college?
Nothing. I don't even know what college Taysom Hill went to.
I don't either, actually. I actually have no idea. And I normally know this stuff. I actually have no idea.
Oh, dang.
Knowing Taysom Hill, he went to like BYU or some shit.
Hey,
probably.
I'm inclined to take Taysom. Taysom's still in there. He's still in the league, goddamn it. Hey, okay.
No, Taysom's still I like Taysom Hill though.
Taysom Hill did go to BYU.
He did go to
BYU.
Yeah.
2012, BYU.
Says I don't play. You don't. That's this is why we have. What did I just say? This is why we have the fucking problems that we have. You have to look. If we're going to just base it strictly off people's talents, then everybody's top 5 would look completely different. Tom Brady can't be in your top 5 then.
No, he was not.
Peyton Manning can't be in your top 5. Michael Vick is your number 1 quarterback if we're basing it off of their talents.
Has to be.
Hell, that is playing, and Jamarcus Russell will fuck around and be in your top 15 based off of talent.
Most definitely. Based off talent. Absolutely.
You play for accolades, dog. Like, but that is crazy.
Like, accolades plus talent is what makes people.
That's what makes
talent is what equals most of these cats and why they have gold jackets.
That's exactly why.
Like,
that's what makes your career a career.
We're gonna have to do something, bro, because what you just said was wild.
Insane.
Crazy.
I thought it was comical, but it's cool.
Most accurate thing you said was Taysom and Tim Tebow.
Yeah, like the Taysom Hill shit, you nailed that shit to the wall. I'll give you that.
No, but look at it though. Now Taysom
Hill throws back.
Taysom is a better thrower. He's a better thrower than Tim Tebow. That's
a better ball than Tim Tebow.
But Tim Tebow is a much better runner than Taysom Hill. I think he is. I think he's a better runner than Taysom Hill. I think Taysom's a better passer, but I think Tebow's a better runner.
But you're not catching Taysom Hill. Once he break out,
but you might not tackle Tebow. He might run you. In the red zone, who you want to tackle? Taysom Hill or Tim Tebow?
If you're asking me who I want to hit, I'm fucking Tebow up.
I don't want to hit Tim Tebow in the red zone because you on the 1 yard line. If you telling me you got 1 yard a game,
because Taysom Hill's faster.
Taking Taysom Hill over Tim Tebow 1 yard a game
because Taysom Hill faster than Tebow.
That's debatable.
No, Taysom Hill. That's a big fast white boy. He gonna fuck you up. He gonna turn that corner and beat you, and he not scared of contact.
I mean, neither was Tebow. Tebow ran smack into contact.
But Tebow at times he would think like a quarterback. Taysom Hill don't think.
Tebow went from quarterback to running back in no time.
Yeah,
but my boy Tebow played tight end too. So
I'm trying to tell you, he did that too. He did try to play tight end. And he was probably he did try to play tight end. Hey, you know what? If Tim Tebow would have came out in this modern NFL, Tim Tebow would have a place.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
He would have a place bro. Put Tim Tebow in the RPO system. Come on, Tim Tebow in the RPO system might not. Hey man, leave Aaron Hernandez out this conversation.
Oh,
Sorry, I almost
shoot.
choked on my wine. Oh shit. Oh shit.
Oh my goodness gracious. Hey,
Man, that was funny. No, but it's true. Like
it got to be something, because man, especially after watching the Florida documentary, I'm not gonna lie, Tim Tebow had to have CTE coming into Florida game because it was cool. What he was willing to put up with, no, you had to have some type of CTE.
That roster alone was insane that he had to deal with.
Insane. The type of insanity was wild with that roster.
Yeah, that CTE do got it. But it's crazy because this is how dope our show is. Without even knowing, it's going to segue right into Percy Harvin and his high ass from them damn Florida teams. This motherfucker right here.
Yeah.
The fact that he can come out and say there wasn't a game, not every other game, not a couple games. He said there wasn't a game, speaking of CTE, where he wasn't high. And I used to feel bad for Percy Harvin because of the migraines and the shit that he was going through. Now I realize his ass was high all the time, and that's why he was getting clapped on the field.
I mean,
and it means he probably was dehydrated too.
Hey, I mean, they probably. I mean, what they was telling him.
We'll figure it out.
Telling him to do it.
We're gonna hit this live on TikTok. We're gonna have to do this.
It sounds like you want to come after me, which is funny.
Let's do it.
I mean, if I was looking at the three of us, I probably would come after me too, but that's cool.
It's all good. That's why we're here.
But nah, it's interesting when you hear these old players come out and you're like, yeah, bro, like yeah, the coaches made me smoke weed. They told me to smoke weed. They was telling me to smoke weed before every game. Like, it's just like, well, I mean, and I get it, right? Like, some coaches, you got to protect your investment, right? But it's like,
I got a story when you finish.
It's like, how many times we go hear this shit, and for people to come out and be like, oh, well, if you did this or if he did this different, it's like, well, we know that coaches and that team personnel, team directors, whatever case may be, have cold players. Hey, we know that you might, you know what I'm saying, you might not indulge, but you're going to smoke this blunt today, gang, because we need you on the field. And I know you got some ailments, and we're not going to just pump you up with all kind of opioids and shit. So take a little joint here, go to the back, and we'll see you.
It ain't even about pain management. This story time.
Hey,
with OG.
Story time. Welcome back.
Story time with OG Mel. So I was in college, right? And my roommate and I, we both have family that play in the NFL. I'm not going to mention names because I'm not trying to get this player in trouble, even though he doesn't play anymore. But he know who he is. My roommate know who he is. It is what it is. He came to one of our practices, spring ball, and anybody who knows me knows the story. So I can tell y'all off the air. But spring ball, this NFL player came with another NFL player. They both played for the same team. Came through. We sitting in the living room, we chopping it up, and then they pull out the blunt. I don't smoke, so I'm sitting there like, yo, like, don't you play in the league, bro? Like, you shouldn't be drug test. He was like, oh, nah, they tell you when the drug test is, yada, yada, yada. And as long as you pass the first drug test, they don't drug test you during the season. I didn't know that.
Well, we've had a couple players pop on some random drug tests for having phenomenal performance.
There's no such thing as a random drug test in the NFL. There's no such thing. If you get drug tested during the season, it's because you failed the drug test in minicamp. But like they said, like the player that I was talking to, I was like, bro, like, what do you mean? He said, nah. He said, it'll be like January. They'll tell you, yo, there'll be a drug test. There's going to be a secret drug test April 15th at 3:00. Let's make sure you're ready. This is what happens. And I was like, so you just smoke. He said, once you pass that first drug test, you good. They don't never come back to you. until the next season. So I always get mad when I hear dudes like Randy Gregory and all them, when they get caught smoking weed and they fail drug tests. I'm like, you're a fucking idiot. There is no, it is, the NFL drug policy is idiot proof. Like,
it's even more idiot proof now because they're not even tested for weed no more. So it's done.
Wait, Mel, look, because this is the funniest thing ever, right? This is the funniest thing ever. To piggyback off Sir Mel's story right here, right? It's funny because I also have some family members, some really close friends that play in the NFL, right? And they would come back from time to time, and we do the do, right? You know what I'm saying? And I also learned that method as well, right? That they only test you one time. You got to pass that one time, you good. Coke steady, everything smooth sailing, right? So there was somebody that was close to his particular somebody. I'm not going to say his name. I'll divulge that off air. But there was somebody that I knew that was close to particular somebody that was constantly getting popped for cannabis, right? Very prominent name. A lot of people know him. But basically, long story short is every time he got the notice for the test, disregarded it. Didn't care, said, fuck it. I don't care about none of that. None of it. Okay. I'm talking about like this. Bow. Over the shoulder, somebody fire up. You feel me? Like type shit. So I just got to thinking, I'm like, wait a minute. You mean to tell me that all you got to do is pass this motherfucker one time, G?
That's it.
And that's it. Right? If this was me being young, still not understanding, right? So I'm talking to my homie. I'm like, all you got to do is pass it one time. And he's like, yeah, bro, all you got to do is pass it one time. And he's good. But he just so in his head, he just don't give a fuck about it, right? It's like, I'm like, but once at the beginning of it, like, that's it. That's just once. He's like, yeah, bro, just once. That's it, bro. I'm just like, wow. You niggas are really dumb as all hell, bro. Y'all are dumb as all hell.
If you get caught using drugs in the NFL, you're an idiot. Because they literally give you the answers to the test.
And you want to know why I was so shocked? You guys want to know why I was so shocked? It's because it's just like college. It's just like the NCAA. One time, that's it. Boom, one time, and they barely test for cannabis. One time, that's it. And if you get caught, and it's like, bro, how? They give us a 2-week notice. They put it on your dorm room.
And to make it worse, it's not that they just test for it. It only has to be a certain level in your system.
Literally.
And the system and the level is high as fuck.
It's like a fingers to the roof. Like, you don't know how it's insane when you learn the logistics. You don't know how high or how full of drugs you have to be to pop for a fucking drug test. It's actually crazy. You know what I'm saying?
You would have to smoke a fucking blunt an hour before the goddamn test.
At least not even one. Like, you would have to smoke like 5 an hour before the test for them to be like, God damn, hold on with this. Like, even if you smoke one, and this is just crazy, right? We'll go ahead. Quick story time, right? This is why it was so funny. I'm in college, right? I'm going to Iowa. Me and my boy, right? We linked up with all of our other homies. We sit up there. We smoking to them like there's no fucking tomorrow, right? Next thing you know, right? He get a notice on his goddamn door, right? I just transferred in. You feel me? I'm coming from JUCO, so I'm good. He get a notice on his door. Drug test at the end of the week, 6 a.m. Don't be late, right? And like I said, we just sat there and we smoked like there ain't no fucking tomorrow, right? And so he looking at me, he like, bro, what am I gonna do, bro? Like, I don't, you feel me? I really don't smoke like that. You feel me? Like, we just sat there and smoked. Like, you feel me? So I'm like, oh, bro, don't worry about it. I got you. I said, I got you. I said, this is the thing, bro. This is where they fucked up at. They gave you a notice. We know exactly how many days we got. Yeah. You feel me? And long story short, you know what I'm saying? I put him through a nice little regimen. If you guys ever need the regimen, just let me know. I'll give it to you backstage. But I put him through a nice little regimen. Next thing you know, clear. Nothing in his system. I'm telling you, you got to work the magic, man. But it's just crazy, bro, because they literally give you a notice. They literally tell you, like, hey, this is when this is coming. And the cold part about it is the coaches, they look directly at the motherfuckers who they know damn they're going to fail. Like, hey, yeah, hey, we got drug tests coming up this week. Hey, look, there's drug tests coming up this week.
They hit you with the grandpa glasses. Look. No, 4 days.
Yeah. 2 days.
Look, and it's crazy.
You been drinking your water? 2 days.
But
Don't play with me.
You just said this is Monday. You got till Friday. The NFL don't do it like that. It be January. It be January. Them niggas hit you up. Yo. So like May 15th, you're gonna have a random drug test. Yeah, no. May 15th. Yep, 2:00. All right, man.
Just that easy. It's not even like college where you go to your dorm room and you see it at like 10:30 at night after you was just out getting fucked up all goddamn night, right? Nah, your agent call you like, hey, yo, what's up, my boy? How you doing? You chilling? Yeah, I know you sir. I know you probably doing some fuck shit. It's okay. It's all good. But just know, in about 3-4 months, you're going to have this random ass drug test on this date, this time. You feel me? This person going to be there. So just make sure you're cool. You feel me? And that's it. And these dumbass niggas want to sit up there and be like, oh, man.
And
fire it up real quick, dog. Fire it up. Yeah, fire it up real quick, dog.
The dude that I was in, that my roommate's homeboy never got caught ever. Not one fucking time. And this nigga smoked like crazy. And now look,
that's why nobody gave a shit when Aaron Rodgers was on his ashwagandha in the fucking summertime.
Look, if there's one thing, okay, another story time.
I'm sorry, ayahuasca. Wrong A word.
No, this is okay. Just so you know, the guy I'm talking about, same team.
They was on a retreat together.
No, they didn't play.
I'm just being.
They didn't play together.
It's funny as hell to me.
They was vacationing together for sure.
When we get off, I'll tell you who it was. And shout out, Dez had me cracking up on Monday night. You didn't have to laugh at Peyton Head like that.
Hey, that shit was funny as fuck. The Manning cast was on 10.
I didn't want to say nothing, but Dez, you ain't have to do that, bro. You have to keep up.
We had to do that, man.
Doc, Dez fired that boy all the way up.
Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, yeah, let me know. I'm not even going to start. I
got to see if I can get him on the pod.
Oh, shit, I'm not even going to start, man. Him and Steve Smith, man, they got to come on because that would be great.
Where we at? Because the pod went off the rails.
Oh, man.
Where are we at now?
Well, so it depends on what kind of time constraint you on. We still got the Dak criticism, the Joey Porter OBJ, the Byron Leftwich, and we still got our picks for the week. We got to
look. You know what? Fuck it. You know how we've been doing the last couple of weeks. We've been rocking out 2.5 hours any goddamn way. You might as well keep it pumping.
Well, I mean, no, go ahead, because I think this Dak thing is gonna be interesting. Go ahead.
Okay, so. And this all comes back because last week, matter of fact, we definitely going to do this because this will happen last week where we couldn't get to the Rodney Harrison situation. Mm-hmm. And this is part 2 of what I said I'm going to get racial with it. Last week, Rodney Harrison called Zach Wilson garbage on national television. And ironically, the week after, Dante Whitner criticizes Dak Prescott.
Yep.
Hard.
And the responses were totally different, but the actions were exactly the same.
Sure were.
Everybody didn't have a problem with Rodney Harrison calling. I mean, I did. I did too. I don't think you disrespect a player on national television. You can have your opinions on how that player is playing or how you feel about that player, which is 100% fine. But if you're going to have a microphone in front of your face and you're going to be talking into a camera, there's ways to say it and there's ways not to say it. Mm-hmm. And Rodney Harrison took it a step further because he was trying to convince Chris Jones to agree with him and then double down on it on live television. And kudos to Chris Jones for not falling into the trap and sticking to how he felt. Whether he was genuine in how he felt or he was being politically correct, he stood 10 toes down and said, no, the kid is special. He just needs time to, like we say, he just needs time to marinate, to get his stuff together so that he can be the player he's eventually going to be. The Dak Prescott thing came with Dante Whitner when he said pretty much the same thing. Prescott is not good. But The response was totally different because everybody's saying that Dante Whitner is wrong for saying what he said. And in my eyes, he is wrong for what he said, but so is Rodney Harrison.
Absolutely.
He wasn't wrong for saying it. He was wrong in the manner in which he said it.
But Dante Whitner was more. That was more television friendly.
Yeah.
Than calling someone garbage on television.
And it's there's different levels to it, right? This is the thing that I really don't like about former players or current player, whatever the case may be, coaches, whatever the fucking case may be. First of all, I don't like the whole anonymous shit. If you're gonna sit there and say something, be a man, stand behind your fucking words. Second of all, if you're gonna sit up there and criticize a player, being an ex-player yourself, there should be a different way of decorum that you go about it. You're not Rodney Harrison. You shouldn't be on fucking national television. When you look at this guy, when you look at the film, he's garbage. This guy's horrible. Like, no, that's not analyzing it. That's not analyzing anybody. You're not sitting up there breaking down his game tape. You're not sitting up there and telling him what he needs to do better and what he could do better at this and what he could do better at that and how to release the ball. Like, you're not doing that. What you're doing is you're trying to bash him, man, and trying to discredit him for the things that he has struggled with, and not even going to give him the opportunity to grow, to develop into the player that he needs to be, right? And if you're gonna critique a player, if you're gonna criticize a player, then just go about it in a different way. Like, everybody wants to say that they had a problem with the Steve Smith thing, but Steve Smith, in my opinion, didn't say anything wrong. He didn't come out and was like, "Oh yeah, Jerry Judy's ass, bro. He's trash." Like LaShawn McCoy on national television and First Things First or Speak Out, whatever the fuck his show is. Dak is ass. Can I say ass on TV? Dak is ass. Like, bro, like if you're gonna sit there and critique a player and you're gonna say that, like, I'm not gonna listen to you, because what did you really say? Well, you didn't tell me nothing about.
No, you're having barbershop talk instead of. Now it's different if you want to be an analyst. If you want to be critical and analyze somebody, knock yourself out. But to say it in that derogatory manner that it's been said about both of these players, I don't think that's the right way to go about it. Like, you're on TV to be an analyst, and in your job description, it does not say use certain words to describe certain people. It doesn't say no shit like that. Like if you can't be critical of somebody without using essentially jabs like that, you might need to reevaluate your job a little bit.
Yeah, and it's like, you guys are analysts. You guys, they asked you guys to give insight to the game because you guys have played it. They trust your insight more than somebody else's. So when you get up there and you're bashing this player, you're taking that time to bash this player, not critique them, not grade them on how they played, not break down their game and tell them where they can get better and where they need to work. Nah, this guy ass, bro. He ass.
This is why I love the Amazon Prime crew. I love the Thursday night Amazon Prime crew with Sherman and Fitzpatrick and Gonzalez and Andrew Whitworth, because they are exactly what you want from former players. And they're critical, but they're respectfully critical.
Yes. And that's what I was going to get to, because the argument before was that the announcers weren't football players or basketball players or whatever it may be. And they were being insensitive in what they were saying because they don't know what it takes to be in that locker room and on that field. So now we put you guys who were in the locker rooms, who were on those fields, in these prominent spots, and you're treating their players who you used to be worse than the people that you replaced.
Mm-hmm. Isn't it crazy?
And now, don't get me wrong, a lot of our, at least for football, not for basketball, for football, most of our commentators were former players. They just played a lot longer ago, but they still played, your guys like your Chris Collinsworth, your Phil Simms, like your Tony Romo now, like Troy Aikman, like these, Moose when he was doing it, these guys played. And they were still, and this is why I still love Troy Aikman, because he played for the Cowboys, but he is probably the most critical of Dak of all people. But he's honest about it. And he still never crosses the disrespect line with it. You know what I'm saying?
Because constructive criticism is exactly what it is.
That's what it should be.
And when especially like when we have our conversations, and when we was going back and forth about Justin Fields and we was talking about Zach Wilson, we were giving our opinions, but we also were giving ways that these guys can be fixed.
Can play better. We're not sitting up there saying, "Oh, well, Zach Wilson is ass and he's just he can't do nothing. He's just horrible." When you see him on tape, he just can't play and he's just horrible. And like, no, we're not doing that. Ain't that right, GQ? Ain't Zach Wilson just horrible? You see him on tilt, but he just got to be like, no, we're not doing that. We're sitting up there telling, hey, if they simplify the game, if they simplify the offense, if they bring some good weapons in for him, hey, Zach Wilson could be a very good player in this league. Same for Justin Fields. Simplify the offense, bring some solid weapons in for him. We can bring a really solid player in this damn league. We're not going to sit up there and be like, man, Justin Fields is ass, bro. Man, you see that guy, man, he can't even throw a motherfucking spiral. Bro. Like, no, we're not doing that. We're going to sit up there and break down his game, analyze it, and tell other players how they can get better and how they can expand and better their game. Like,
yeah, because my thing is don't offer criticism and no solution.
And that's
because we got to quit acting like these cats that make it to the NFL are trash, because they're not. You clearly showed a certain level of skill to be drafted, or you're an undrafted player who proved themselves, whichever way you went. But you made it to a league where most people don't.
You're talking about the 1%.
Yeah, so it's like, yes, amongst your peers, you are not where we thought you should be based on where you were drafted or based on your production. That's how it should be looked at. Not, oh, man, I could have. No, fam, you probably couldn't. That's probably why you were not in the league in the first place.
Exactly.
Look, I can do it. And I'm like I told Moolah, we had the same conversation. Look, when I was home and I was mad at motherfuckers and I was watching TV and I was like, you know what? That motherfucker right there is ass. That's because I personally lined up against this bum ass nigga, Plexico Burris, and we went at it. And I know I'm better than Plexico Burris, and I will never ever not be better than Plexico Burris because we saw this in college.
Yep, talk your shit.
Plexico Burris.
Yeah, talk your shit.
Somebody add a new banner to the ticker and just put Mel is better than Plexico. Let's just put that there and just run it across the bottom.
Yeah, there's one player I knew I was better than that played in the NFL's Plexico.
I'm better than a lot of them. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I'm still 30 years old, and I feel like I play corners better than a lot of these cats in the league. I'm just saying.
That was just
I don't have a dog in this fight. I'm sorry. I'm a flag football player. I didn't play football past high school.
I've been saying it since I was in college, and I continue to say it. Call me right now. I'm ready. Give me 10 rounds with your best receiver, and I guarantee I'm coming out on top. I do not care who it is.
You know what, Mulich? This summer, you're gonna come down from the sidelines. The real Mulich and Mel 1-on-1. We're gonna line up. We're gonna line up on the lines. We're gonna go to work.
Let's get
That'll be a phenomenal live.
Yeah, we're gonna record it. We're probably gonna try to go live, whatever the case may be. But
I gotta lose about 15 pounds, but we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
What else? Let's get to Joey Porter and Odell Beckham. Mr. Joey Porter Jr., I'm gonna need you to come to the front of the class. This is fuck you, Andre. Maybe.
I ain't gotta do my boy like that.
That's my nephew.
I ain't gotta do my boy like that.
That's my nephew. You're not supposed to spill the beans, nigga. I know it's 25, nigga.
Let that man be great. Shit.
I know.
Hey, let my boy be great, man. You feel me?
If you're offended, I'm sorry, but I'm really not sorry. This show ain't made for kids. We made that abundantly clear multiple times. So like it.
My man be great, man. You know what I'm saying?
They only see him from the shoulders, nigga. Like you fuck the whole thing up.
Oh, you mean like all them thirst traps like them girls posting on IG? They see you just from the
I do it from here up, nigga. We good. I can just
like, man, that girl got pretty cleavage, but then you get below that shit, you're like,
right.
Yeah, a little flex on him, man. That's how we do. You better stop playing with us, dog. We does this, man.
Right. So, Joey Porter Jr. Made a comment and said that Odell Beckham needs to go home and be a family man because he can't do this no more. And I would tell you, Mr. Joey Porter Jr., you wish that you have a career like Odell Beckham. Not to say that Odell Beckham's career is over, but yes, you got to pick on a very bad ball thrown by Lamar Jackson. Yes, you were covering Odell Beckham when it happened. Also, Odell coming off an injury, Odell.
Yeah.
So, I'm not going to, but this goes back to the disrespect. Some of these young players out here we see it too much where they don't respect the people who came before them.
Yeah.
And I would expect more from him because I know who your dad is.
Yeah. And Joey Porter Jr., you ain't cut your teeth yet.
Nothing.
Because prime for prime, I'm telling you right now, you don't want that smoke with OBJ. I'll tell you that right now.
No.
You don't want, and I'm talking about like year 2, year 3 New York Giants, Odell. You don't want that kind of problem. Because he gonna route you up, he gonna make Joey Porter Jr. look like Eli Apple.
He gonna ask you how you want it, and he gonna serve it to you just like that.
Like, and that not to mention that man Odell does have a Super Bowl ring.
Should have had an MVP, but he got hurt.
Yeah. But I mean, no, Joey Porter, like, hey man, get you a couple of, lead the league in interceptions, just build you some accolades before you start talking.
Like you wasn't even a
signature
like you
play.
You are the third cornerback on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's not do this.
Yeah, pump the brakes.
Okay, let's easy. Like when we talk about young cornerbacks, and I like Joey Porter Jr. when he's coming out of college. I still like him.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a big fan.
I don't like when you don't lean out in front of your skis, bro. Don't do it. Because what's going to happen now is you got to back that up. Because now they're going to start headhunting. And trust me, y'all got to play the Ravens one more time.
And if Odell gets you just one time,
you're not going to hit the end of it.
Young buck, you might as well go start a family, man. Go have a seat.
Mm-hmm. And some of these other receivers that you have to play against, they hear stuff like that. They look up to Odell.
Look, Zay Flowers, same. Y'all both young. Zay Flowers might just get you.
You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of these receivers look up to Odell, so then they're not going to take too kindly to you talking shit to their guy. So easy, pump the brakes. Staying with the Steelers.
Yes. Good, great caveat / segue. This is great.
Yeah, we trying out. We trying, that's why I said we know what we're doing over here. We know what we're doing.
All right, I had to go to the door. My dog started tripping.
Yeah, I know mine's gonna trip here in a minute.
Yeah, now mine outside chilling, so I ain't worried about it right now.
Oh, man.
So news has come out that Byron Leftwich has reached out to the Pittsburgh Steelers about their offensive coordinating position or just something on the staff to help out.
Oh no, he reached out to be their offensive coordinator.
Yeah, no, he's not coming for that offensive coordinator job.
Okay. I think that's exactly what they need, 100%. How do you feel about that, GQ? Because
I mean, I'm the one that sent it to y'all in the group, so I was on board with it. Like, I love it.
They might want to do something because y'all got hockey fans.
This how you know. This how I'm about to say. Matt Canada was getting told that he needed to be fired at the Pittsburgh Penguins hockey game. And
I believe that was a game opener too, or
it was the opening week. It was the opening week triple header, and they were yelling "Fire Matt Canada."
They were yelling "Fire" in a full stadium. Fire Matt Canada. Okay.
So Pittsburgh clearly, if you branching across sports and they telling you to fire somebody,
you're doing a bad job.
There's some loyalty going on in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh fans love success, and Matt Canada ain't it.
There sure isn't. And
I have a problem with this. Even if you bring in Leftwich to start off as a quarterbacks coach, and then eventually he makes that move up,
I'm okay with that.
I have no problem with that whatsoever.
Honestly, I wouldn't doubt. I'm not even gonna because first of all, Tomlin already said there's gonna be changes, right? And I don't think any changes are gonna come to the offense immediately, which means there's probably gonna be changes in the front office. All right. There are already reports saying that Matt Canada was salty or he was pissed off that essentially Kenny Pickett changed the fucking play, right? He called to Randy Moss for George Pickens, which is their basically.
Did they score a touchdown?
They scored. They scored.
Okay, that's what. Hey, fuck that. I don't care.
Game-winning touchdown too. At that, it was the game-winning touchdown.
That's what I want my quarterback to do.
So
that's exactly what you want your quarterback to do.
Exactly. So there are a lot of reports saying that Matt Canada was salty about that because he had a specific play call, but Kenny seen something different and called.
Goddamn right.
If you called a better game plan, maybe you wouldn't have to resort to a quarterback calling an audible for a game-winning touchdown play.
A lot of people have been calling for Canada's job because they feel like he's been hindering Kenny Pickett's success.
Well, it's that part what you just said right there. If he got to the line of scrimmage with the play that you called and he saw what he saw and it ended up in a touchdown and you're mad, that's bad coaching.
You need to lead that alpha male complex at home.
Yeah, and there's truth to the report because literally after the play or during that replay, they showed a picture of Matt Canada in the press box while everybody's turning up, everybody's happy, everybody's celebrating. He's literally sitting there looking salty as shit. So
you better go find you a titty to suck on and shut the hell up.
I tell my offense, I'm offense coordinator. Got the Invaders t-shirt on today.
Yes, sir.
We got tryouts tomorrow. I tell, even when I was coaching, when I coach now, I coach before, and I tell my quarterbacks, like, look, I'm not on the field. I can call the play, but if you see something different, go get it. I'm going to trust you. If you're telling me that you are mad, that means you don't trust your quarterback. But if you're mad that he threw a touchdown, that lets me know that y'all have had conversations and he's been telling you whatever it is that you're doing does not work for him.
Mm-hmm. And you're not listening.
You're not listening. That's, as an offensive coordinator, this is what I do. If that's what's happening, you have already had conversations with your quarterback and he expressed to you that, yo, I see something different. Let me do it. And you're not receptive to it. And that's a problem. That is bad coaching. If you are not willing to listen to the dudes that are on the field, or girls in my case, if you're not willing to listen, you're a bad coach. You're a horrible coach.
It's funny, that goes all the way back to the constructive criticism conversation we had.
Mm-hmm.
Because crazy. You may see what the defense is doing from your little box in the sky, but it might not look like the same thing that the QB sees from the line of scrimmage, which is literally on the field. Mm-hmm. Because we know this for a fact. Defenses are phenomenal at disguising coverages and blitzes and things. Guess what? Maybe I'm literally designing it to cover it up so that you in the box can't tell what I'm about to do. But me on the field, I can see, hey, that safety is creeping. We need to change XYZ. Hey, you know that out route we about? Nah, man, turn that thing into a post. That safety coming down. Let's get behind it. You know, oh my God.
And it's not just eyes. You're upstairs. You just got eyes. He's on the field, so he hears. So throughout the course of the game,
he's feeling.
He sees subtle movements. If I start seeing my linebacker shifting left or right, my safety's creeping, my corner, instead of looking at the receiver, is facing inside, looking at me. Oh, there's a problem. Something's coming.
Yeah. Something's coming. Your quarterback picks up on calls. If he's yelling, Charlie this and this, that, and the third, throughout the course of the game, you start to pick up, when he makes that call, he does this. He does that. This one does that. Maybe he heard a call, looked out and saw Pickens and was like, nah, I got one-on-one out there and there's no safety.
There's no safety.
Especially when a quarterback, the first thing that most times when a play call comes in, the first thing a quarterback does is adjust protection. Mm-hmm. When they see what's happening, they adjust protection. Then the middle linebacker has to do what they do and they try to play chess with the game. But he can't account for what the other 10 guys are doing when certain calls are made. Right. If I start shifting somebody in motion, all of a sudden that corner drops back. Like, hold on, why that corner dropping back from the shallow to the third? Something. Hold on, we don't like that. Hey, audible. Hey, change that route. Run that slant real quick because that cornerback too far away now. Mm-hmm. Like that's quarterbacking.
That's what you want, and it goes back to what we said before. Game manager. This
it's crazy how that word just keep coming up, huh?
Yeah, game manager. Manage the game. Yeah, because you don't want to lose the game. You must manage something so you don't lose it.
I want my quarterback to look at the defense and know what he wants to do, regardless of my play or not. If you look at it and you see it, oh shit.
Go with it. Run with it.
I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. I tell my team, I said, the point I want to get us is so our brains are symbiotic. We are working as one. I see what you see what I see. That's the way a quarterback marriage and a head coach and or offensive coordinator is supposed to work.
Yeah.
Y'all are supposed to be able to see the exact same thing.
Yeah, we've seen it at its apex with John Harbaugh and Lamar. Hey, Lamar, what you want to do? You want to go for it? Hell yeah, I want to go for it. All right, let's go. Here's the play call. Like, that's how the fuck it needs to look.
What Matt Canada, the way it should have looked, when he audible to the play, he should have put his helmet, his headphones down. Like, I saw the same shit. That's what's when you're thinking the same. He should have saw it before fucking Kenny Pickett did.
Kenny Pickett's the young guy in this situation.
Yep.
He should have seen it. He should have been like, no, fuck. I want him to audible to X, Y, and Z. And then when he does make the audible to X, Y, and Z, you run and you tell him, I saw the same
shit.
This is what happened. Short, like this is gonna be a quick detour. Because everybody, I hate this generation because everything's gay now. But Baker Mayfield, he was talking to Chris Godwin about a play. When he sent Godwin in motion and he said, yo, my fucking blank got hard when I saw him go in motion because he knew where he wanted to go with the ball. Because he knew where he wanted to go with the ball.
I get you. Now this generation definitely they don't get down with that because they don't.
Man, I fucking love it, dog. I love it. And that's an old school saying right there, man.
That's
exactly a tad bit, but this generation's issue is like there's the level of comfortability with themselves is significantly lower.
Right.
Point blank period. Man. Like because I had a bunch of young cats come at me when I made my comment about Kyle Juszczyk being thick. But I was like, but listen, was I wrong? Because is that not a normal
Absolutely not.
That we used to hear when we were coming up?
It's
you wanted your linebackers to be thick. Like you didn't want small ass linebackers. I said, I need some thick old country boys.
Yeah, we need some country boys.
Cornbread,
cornfed.
Yeah, you knew. So I knew what I was saying. But guess what? Digital. Oh man, there's something wrong with him, man. He's saying, nah, fam. That's how we talk. Everything is not related to a feeling or a classification. We can use things to describe things.
A lot of people they don't understand that old school slang, especially when it comes to football.
They didn't watch the combine like we did back in the early 2000s when these cats were saying stuff like that, man.
They didn't, man, and it's like
they were saying this shit on TV. It was normal.
Yeah, it was normal. Like you heard the shit. You heard the shit at practice. You heard it on TV. Like you heard it old football movies and shows, man. Like you just don't get that same.
And it is like because you're expressing. Because you should understand what when they say what the expression, what it means.
Yeah,
it's like yo, like that's just it is what it is. But now you say anything as pause this. Oh, that's home.
Yeah. Oh, it's like when Saquon got drafted, we was like, bro, that's Quadzilla, bro. Like we knew that motherfucker's quads wasn't normal.
Literally.
No,
at all.
We've only seen one other player like running back that was Barry Sanders. Like
yeah, like I was like, hold on, fair play. And now we got Aaron Jones' backup. That motherfucker got some big ass thighs too.
AJ Dillon.
AJ Dillon.
That's a big motherfucker too.
It's just like when Ocho Cinco used to say that he used to pop Viagra before every game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and then high school kids, you ever try to cover somebody who run with 3 legs? Like, it's hard. You know what I'm saying?
It's just we come from a different time, and look, man, we come from a different time.
We talk the way we talk now, we might get canceled.
Right, and like real football players, like. And I said it in the comments on the Baker video, and I was like, I can tell a lot of y'all didn't play sports at a high level.
Yeah, not for real.
Because you never heard the language only gets worse the higher up you go.
Oh no, for sure. It's literally only worse.
That's just common talk, man. It is what it is. It's not. It ain't what y'all keep saying it is.
Look, I'm comfortable as hell with myself. Shit, I know. Look. To say it without saying it about the way the Moolage described it so eloquently about 4 episodes ago. Ain't nothing wrong with the wax floor. We comfortable with
hello. You know what I mean? Fresh wax on them, nice shine. You know what I'm saying? Get you slipping and sliding around that joint. You know what I'm saying?
Right. See,
just take the whole record.
That's Moolage.
I got confidence through my house. I'm sliding right through that.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. And you know what?
You know what I'm saying?
I ain't got no problem with a little bit of scuff mark. It's okay. Sometimes it's like that.
Hey,
it's okay.
Hey, see this what people didn't know, right? I was a pilot back in my past days, right? So I love a good landing strip.
See?
Hey, it's just directed me where exactly I need to be.
Yep. Ain't nothing wrong with landing strip.
I gotta make sure I get there perfectly.
Because it's perfect. Like the landing, you gotta stick the landing.
Yeah, you gotta stick the landing. It has to be perfect.
Hey man, maybe I don't want to go to the beach, and see all the bikinis. Maybe sometimes I, want to see, maybe I want to go, travel, a little bit. It's okay.
Yeah,
Brazil's a nice place.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
But anyhow, before we get canceled, let's get on to these picks. But as we talked about, these picks are twofold because we do have to go on the recap first. And based on the recap, Mel, you went 7 for 7 last week, so you were 7 and 7. You were 500, right on the line. Moolage, you went 6 and 8. You're 2 under, and then I went 8 and 6, so I was 2 above. So that's how our picks went. So for Mel, unfortunately, it was that Jacksonville, Houston, Carolina, and Tennessee game that just you was on a rough little streak there.
It was ignorant.
Yeah, I mean, we all lost. We all lost collectively. We all lost Baltimore. We all lost Arizona. Oh, I fucked that up. Let me recalibrate that. I apologize, folks. I did. My math wasn't mathing. I went 9 and 6. I had Buffalo colored, and they're not supposed to be. There we go. Sorry, went 9 and 6. I had Buffalo winning Jacksonville. There we go. But yeah, so that's how it went. But anywho, now that we've done that, let me move this over to week 6. Make sure I got my picks ready. All right. So obviously, we know what happened last night. There's no need to discuss it any further. What happened is what happened. I know you guys don't ever see us make our Thursday night picks. We make our Thursday night picks in our.
We got to. All right, hold on. We're gonna do that right now because we're working on something else too. So it is what it is at this moment.
Once we hit a certain level of followers, we gonna start to.
We can actually go live and do this, which would be so much more fun.
Yeah, we gonna roll something out for you guys, man. Don't worry about it. We got some special plan for
next
y'all,
week. So the Thursday game a week from now is who? Hold on. Jaguars Saints.
Yep, Jaguars and Saints. I knew the Jags were playing.
Okay, so
that's easy.
We'll do that one first, and then because that's going to be
right.
and then we'll go into this weekend.
All right. Well, I'm taking Jags in that game. Now
I'm taking Jags.
Discuss why.
Yeah, I'm taking
clean sweep, Jags.
That was easy.
Yep. All right. Now
back to week 6. All right. So Kansas City, too easy. All right, let's get to the first game, the early game. For those who love football as much as some of us do, some of us gonna be up early as fuck in the morning on Sunday because the Ravens and Titans are playing in London.
London
The Chiefs have the Germany game.
Okay.
That's true. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Ravens Titans, the third London game of the season is going down. This is a tale of two different teams altogether.
Yeah, and
the Titans are trying to figure themselves out, and the Ravens just want a receiver to catch a damn ball.
Yeah, I'm not happy with how the Ravens have been playing this season.
Utterly disappointed in their receiver play right now.
100%. You brought in all these pass catchers, but you do have
Zay Flowers.
You do have a healthy Odell Beckham. You know Zay Flowers is doing his thing. You have a couple of guys come back from injury, so things should look up.
Fingers are crossed that this should be the game where Lamar can kind of right some wrongs, and we can go. But I can also see the goddamn Titans turning around, handing the ball off to this nigga Derrick Henry for 33 times, and him running for 187 yards and 3 touchdowns.
That's assuming that Derrick Henry doesn't get outplayed by his rookie backup, which has been happening a lot this season so far.
That is also true.
Yeah.
As far as the splits go, it has not been a 50-50. The Spears, the rookie, has been out touching, but of course, you know, Henry's pretty efficient for the most part. But his last couple games, his last game was phenomenal. No, the second to last game was phenomenal. Last game, not so much. But you also do have the other rookie receiver who's also out again with the knee injury. So it's just D-Hop and Derrick Henry next week or this week. So see how that goes. But give me Baltimore in this game. These London games are fun. This has been some of the better London games that we've had in a mixture of, and I'm a fan of it. So these have probably been my favorite London games since they started the London series.
Well, Derrick Henry, 12 in rushing.
Not bad.
That ain't bad.
I want the Toy Story game back. I ain't gonna lie to you.
The Toy Story game was lit.
Side note, can we go? Let's talk about that real quick.
I enjoyed that.
That shit was fire. I don't know how they did it. Neither do I. While it's happening, they do I don't know what technology.
They had Bijan looking like a video game character.
My boy Bijan was out there looking like a Madden player.
You know what? The Nickelodeon game is just as fire as the Toy Story.
Absolutely.
I love when they scoring all the slime and shit coming out.
Yeah, I love that, man.
Like if in the future I could ever go to a football game that actually did that, I would be all the way with it. Oh, no, I will sit behind the end zone just to hit the slime. Like I would be all the way for it. I'd be cool. Drink my beer and get the slime. Like I'm all for it.
That's probably the next evolution of this interactive world we live in.
4D. Go watch a 4D football game.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm taking Baltimore.
Absolutely, I'm taking Baltimore.
Right,
Receiver
we
not
got a
going to drop
clean
that many
sweep on the
balls 2
Baltimore
weeks in a
tip.
row.
All right. So now that we've gotten past the earliest game on the schedule, let's get to the normal scheduled games. You guys, we have Mel's Washington Commanders going toe-to-toe with these Atlanta Falcons. So Taylor Heineke is coming home, but he's not playing. Damn. Sucks.
Yeah.
Damn.
I think Ron is on his
Go ahead and say it.
On his last legs here. I'm actually shocked. Desmond Ridder has actually played decent football.
Last week was his best showing. I'm just glad that, he actually threw the ball to Kyle Pitts and Drake London finally. The other first-round draft picks they've had.
Right. So I'm still taking the Commanders. I don't care. But surprisingly, the Falcons look, and Bijan Robinson still scares me. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I got a video of when he caught a pass on his hip.
Yep. And he took that Texas player with the okie doke.
Yeah, I was like, that is ridiculous. This is why you draft running backs in the first round. If
Bijan keeps playing like this, he will 100% be in the NFL top 100 next season.
Oh, he would have to be. If he
keeps playing like this, he's definitely going to be. He'll probably. I'll go out on a limb and say he would at least be in the 70s.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. I don't doubt that.
Now, if all of a sudden, if he ends up being the rushing leader, that motherfucker going to be in the 30s.
If he explodes the second half of the season, he'll go up.
He'll be a top 30 player if he explodes in the second half of this season.
Because they're going to have to start getting him the ball more.
No, definitely. You need to get the ball to Kyle Pitts and Drake London so that Bijan can eat, because eventually teams going to start stacking that box.
Well, that's what you want. That's what I'm saying. You give him the ball more. So you got to now you got to deal with Drake London, big ass on the outside, and Kyle Pitts running a 4-2 at tight end.
Yeah, and you still don't want to throw him the damn ball. Head ass. He had his most targets in a while last week. That's just crazy to me.
You might as well go ahead and just let Kyle Pitts come to a real team.
I'm telling you, if I was Kyle Pitts, I'd be like, bro, I'm about to request a trade, dog.
I'm trying to tell you, dog. What? Keep me up out of here, man.
If I'm him,
I'm going to be like, hey, we want to trade together. Trade us together as a package deal.
That would be a big.
And I'm telling you right now, I'm giving up my next 3 years of first round picks. I'll take them both.
Yeah, I'm about to say I'd sacrifice the first 3 rounds of my draft for that.
Yeah,
almost definitely.
For those two, absolutely. Especially if I already have a quarterback in place. Oh, 100%.
Unless, like Mr. GQ just so applicably called a few weeks ago. There was a certain NFL scout that was at the practice for Colorado this week, and they said that they wanted not one Sanders boy, but both of them in Atlanta, and they will not take no for an answer, and they will not be returning to Atlanta unless those two gentlemen are on the plane with them. So, like we reiterate every single goddamn week, we are the best football show that you guys are going to see on YouTube, because it's not like we didn't call it.
Look,
we said it.
No one said, like, the thing about this is the crazy thing. If you don't go into the draft and you sign as a free agent, you can sign whatever contract they're willing to pay you.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're willing to pay you like a first round player as a free agent, then you can get first round money without having to be in the first round of the NFL draft. And you get to go to where you want to go. And the marketing behind that would be ignorant if both his children were in Atlanta Falcons uniforms on opening day.
Crazy. But
so what you got in this game, Mula?
Give me the Falcons, man.
All right.
Falcons.
I am taking Atlanta in this game as well. I think this is the game. Unfortunately, it affects the Commanders, but I think this is the game where they finally put it all together offensively. All 3 of their first round stars have a game per se.
Mm-hmm.
I'm calling it now, even though I like the Commanders defense, but I watched that game against Philly and that defense can be had. So
now I do say that
because Forbes, he cannot guard these 2 big behemoths on the outside in Atlanta.
No.
Very true. Now I do say that, but I want to preface this though. I do not see Terry McLaurin having another slow game or another.
I hope not.
He's been killing me in fantasy.
He's been killing me in fantasy.
But
so is Drake London too. He's been killing me too, but I'm not giving up on him in Dynasty at all.
If I know Scary Terry, he starts to come alive around this time. So
I'm cool with that. We have the toilet bowl. This is the toilet bowl. This is the battle of two very bad teams. And the reason why I say that is because according to the Tankathon, these are two teams that have currently top 4 picks in the upcoming draft based on current records. And it's the Minnesota Vikings and it's the Chicago Bears.
And this is why I said what I said. Because I saw a thing on ESPN that said who should start tanking for Caleb Williams. This is what I said last week, why if you change the format, you force these teams to win games. Like, you got to keep playing it out. Like, I hate the fact that a team gets rewarded for throwing games. It's stupid to me. But go ahead.
I mean, the only team that currently looks like they're tanking is the Cardinals because they could have already activated Kyler Murray, and they're like, nah, we're going to let him rest a little bit more.
He ain't coming back this season.
yeah, nope.
Yeah.
I don't think Kyler's playing this year.
But I'm just going to ride this. I'm going to ride this train. Give me the Chicago Bears. I like the way the Fields play continues to elevate. The loss of Justin Jefferson is going to be a big deal, but I do love the rookie Jordan Addison as well. I'm a fan. I'm starting him in both of my fantasy teams that I have him on. But give me Chicago. Give me DJ Moore to just act a fool one more game. And not to mention Deontay Foreman, who's going to be the only running back that's active, that's healthy for this Chicago Bears team.
Yep.
When he actually was the lone back, when he took over for Christian McCaffrey, when he went out for the season, that man put up 4 100-yard games.
That's true.
So he is highly capable of taking this game smooth over from a running back perspective. Give me Chicago in this game.
It's crazy. Ever since we started talking about them, they have like completely changed.
It's funny how that happens, man. You know,
Why
I
is that
like to wish
wild?
things into existence, you know.
Ain't that crazy? Start
But
talking about these quarterbacks and they start playing better. Ain't that wild?
But yeah, I'm gonna take Chicago in this. I think this is the beginning of the end for Kirk Cousins in Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
So
I said it
Okay, he on the final year of his deal anyway, so it's okay.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It has to crash and burn now. Like, well, because what Kirk Cousins normally does is in those last year or two, he plays out of his mind. So you feel like we can't get nobody better than what we already have. So I think what has to happen with the Vikings, the shit needs to crash and burn so they can move on from Kirk Cousins.
I mean, yeah, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, they can move on either way. Like I said, this is the last year of his deal, so they can move anyway. Yep. But Kirk Cousins does hold all the power. They can't even trade him because he has a no trade clause. He holds the
no trade clause.
So, kudos to him. But what say you, Mr. Moolidge? You taking Chicago as well? You taking the Vikings? What you doing?
Yeah, y'all, it's gonna be a clean sweep. I'm taking Chicago. I do not see a game where the Vikings can win without Justin Jefferson.
We got 4 games to see how. We have this game I like. I like this game because this game could go a couple of different ways. But you got the Seattle Seahawks coming off a bye, going toe-to-toe against Cincinnati Bengals, who seem like they're kind of getting back on track. This is a very compelling game. I think this is a big game for Cincinnati that they need to win. I don't like the term must-win games, but this is a game they do need to win to stay. They need this game to stay up because the North is getting crazy. The North's getting crazy. Like, every loss adds up in the North specifically. Of all the divisions, the North specifically, the losses are making it crazy because you got Baltimore at 3-2, the Browns are 2-2, the Bengals are 2-3, and then I believe Pittsburgh is 2-3 as well.
Yeah, well, it's gonna get worse because they're gonna get their ass cracked by Seattle. So
okay. Oh, you heard him, Seattle.
Yeah.
All right. What say you, Seth?
My sentiments exactly. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
2 for Seattle. Give me Cincinnati. Give me Joe Cool. I'm looking forward to another cigar celebration.
Did you see how the fucking Seahawks was sending cornerbacks and shit? They gonna blitz the thick man.
DBs over
I just hope I hope this is a back and forth high scoring ass game. I want to see Metcalf go off. I want to see Chase go off. I just want to see some fireworks in this game.
You're gonna see fireworks.
Cincinnati, so and I want to see them pull out them fire ass white Bengal Tiger uniforms. Them some fire ass uniforms with that helmet.
They need to go white. They need to do that all white, and they need to do that all white versus that all green.
Oh man, that's a color rush game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I would like to see that.
Yeah, we need that.
Bust out the uniform.
NFL, y'all listening? We need that color rush game. Make it happen.
Only sparks we're gonna see the ones flying off fucking Joe Burrow helmet as he get hit. That's it.
So unfortunately, this next game is pretty sure we're all gonna be on the same page with this one. But you got the San Francisco 49ers versus the Cleveland Browns without Deshaun Watson. He is officially out again. But instead of DTR starting, PJ Walker, come to the front of the class, my boy. You're making your reappearance as a starter in this league.
And he be fucking teams up when he plays. So.
Hey, he be doing some fun shit. He really do. So I love that. Crazy. So because of that, I'm still starting Amari Cooper in a couple of my fantasy teams because he gonna find a way. So either way, though, unfortunately, San Fran gonna do what San Fran been doing. They gonna hang up another 30 burger. I'm sorry. Now I do think the Browns defense will make this game a little tougher. I don't think they'll put up 30 like in the first half. I think they're gonna have to earn them 30 points in this game. Because I do like the Browns defense. They're still strong and they're still intact. But I think San Fran going to do what San Fran does when the clock hits all zeros.
See, I thought DTR was going to play. But DTR not playing, nah, San Fran got that.
Yeah, no, they need to stop putting that boy out there with that type of no. They don't do that.
Well, yeah. Well, that offensive line is dumpster juice. Like I don't.
So it is
absolutely horrible. So don't do that to that boy again. I refuse to see him go through that.
So we have us a excuse me.
I do got the Niners. I do got the Niners, but I don't think it's going to be a high scoring game. I do think that the Browns defense is going to make it very, very tough for them this game. But I do got the Niners overall.
I like it. Speaking of defensive matchups, that's exactly what this next matchup is. You got the New Orleans Saints and the Houston Texans. This is a legitimate defense on defense thing going on here. The Texans have been very stingy to receivers this year. This could be fun. This game is all about coaching. This game is all about coaching.
I was going to say this game is going to come down to coaching. This game is
all about coaching. But you know what? I'm gonna ride that hot hand, man. Let me get CJ Stroud and these Houston Texans, man.
I was gonna say, give me D'Amico.
Give me Houston in this game, but I think this is a fourth quarter win by a field goal type of game,
or win by a last minute touchdown type.
I was gonna do that. I thought about it for a second. I was like, you know what? But then I'm gonna go no. We're gonna go New Orleans.
I'm about to say he must be taking New Orleans the way he's saying no.
I'm not mad at that pick, Mel, because the way Alvin Kamara has been playing and just the way that Derek Carr has been kind of acclimating with the offense
is looking more comfortable.
Him as well, Micah Thomas, Chris Olave, all of them over there. But that offense is looking really, really good since Alvin Kamara got back. So I'm not mad at that pick either.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go New Orleans on it because we've been all on the same page for all of these picks. Somebody got to go left.
We've been doing good. We still fairly spread out, except for like a couple. So good. Where you at on this, Amu?
I'm gonna go with Houston. I'm gonna ride with the hot hand, D'Amico, and I like the way that defense is playing, and I love the way CJ Stroud is playing. Man, shut them haters up. CJ,
his first 2 interceptions gonna come this week.
Woo! Hot take alert. Hey, 2 hours, 7 minutes, and 47 seconds. Y'all heard it. He said he's gonna throw his first 2 picks. So if that happened, take a look at the TikTok. There may or may not be a video when that happens.
I'm throwing that out there.
Hey, I mean, he called it Charger Ranger week. So
we also called that Cowboy when he said them Niners was gonna dog walk their ass. That was a funny ass TikTok, by the way. You didn't have to put old girl that got beat up in that kickboxing match though. That was fucked up. That was horrible. Yeah, it was so much fun. I was damn eyeball falling out of socket and shit. Like, oh,
it's gracious. She was tritoned.
We do things different over here.
Definitely tricolored. She was the rainbow.
Most definitely that day.
So we got a battle of the AFC South coming down 2-3-2 teams. You got the Colts with Minshew Mania coming back home, going toe to toe with Trevor Lawrence and these Jacksonville Jaguars, man.
Travis Etienne.
Yes.
Jacksonville. Even though I'm taking Jacksonville. Hold on, let me get the door real quick. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'm taking Jacksonville just because I think Jacksonville is gonna start stringing together some quality wins, and it's about to get like they're gonna start that stranglehold we thought they would have on the AFC South. Right. It may start to finally show its head now
because they're doing what most teams have to understand. When you got a dude in the backfield, just give him the ball.
Oh yeah, because he had a game last week.
Just give him the ball, man. Give him the ball. When you can close out games with your running game.
Oh, and ETN looked damn good.
It's a beautiful thing.
And, of course, it came at the expense of Josh Allen, which I have zero problem with whatsoever.
Zero. I have no problem with that. Not at all.
Appreciate you though, Gabe Davis. I appreciate you. I've been gambling with you in fantasy, and I appreciate you for coming through again.
Oh, I was gonna make a TikTok because the other podcast, there's a guy on that podcast who says that Gabe Davis is only a speed merchant and he's not a good wide receiver. So,
all right, that's cool. I'm gonna go watch some more film before you make a comment like that.
So ridiculous.
So up next, we have got our blowout of the week. If it's not the blowout of the week, I'll be shocked. The Carolina Panthers against the Miami Dolphins.
I don't think. See, first of all, I'm mad. The one dude I had cooking in fantasy football is out for the rest of the fucking season.
Yeah, but Raheem Mostert's still there.
Fuck that. He's not on my fantasy team.
Right, you could have drafted it.
That is also unfortunate for me as well. So I feel you on that one.
He starts. Okay. I'm like, all right, cool. I found the diamond in the rough.
And he's a rookie too.
I truly hope they run the shit out the ball because I'm playing against Boo-Wop and Boo-Wop got Tua starting. I hope they run the shit out the ball.
Well, I got Jalen Waddle, so hopefully that means Jalen Waddle gets some more catches.
Waddle needs some love. I need to see more Waddles in the end zone.
Waddle definitely does need some love, man.
Like Tyreek been getting all this love. Like, hey man, let's get some Waddles, man. You know what I'm saying? We all fucks with the little Waddle with it, you know. But I'm taking Miami in this game anyway.
Yep. Yeah.
My bad. I spelled Miami wrong for a second.
Absolutely.
Trying to get these acronyms right. It's like I forgot how to play Madden for a second. All right. On to the next one. All right, this is going to be fun. This is a fun game. This is the Patriot Bowl. You've got the New England Patriots going toe-to-toe with these Las Vegas Raiders. The Patriot Bowl is in full effect.
Let's see.
The Patriot Bowl is crazy.
Black and silver.
Oh, the Pats Bowl. That's what we calling it. Yeah.
Man, and it's funny because the all-time record between Bill Belichick and Josh McDaniel is only Bill by one.
How many times did they play? That's crazy.
Yeah. All with Denver when Tebow was doing Tebow things.
Mm-hmm. Well, bum ass Josh McDaniels was tied up thanks to Devontae and this offense.
All right.
Hopefully.
No, we're gonna lose this week. We don't get lucky against the Patriots. We don't get lucky against the Patriots twice. We get lucky against Patriots twice. We got lucky against them last year because the nigga who threw them or threw us the game-winning interception or game-winning touchdown. He on our team now, right? He gonna return the favor. So we're not gonna get lucky again. We're not getting lucky again, okay? We're not telling you some bullshit gonna happen.
That was Jacoby Myers that threw that damn ball that got Mac Jones run over.
Did the Patriots find Chandler Jones?
Yeah, that's fun. It was Myers that got Mac Jones run over. You sure right. And Jones ain't even. Is Jones still playing for the Raiders?
Why? They're gonna announce it before the game that Chandler Jones signed with the Patriots.
And he gonna sack Jimmy G for the game-winning sack.
Yep. No, Jacoby Myers is gonna catch it and then throw it back to Chandler Jones the opposite way.
That's how the game's going in.
That's how it's going.
I'm taking New England to steal this game. And I'm saying that because we gonna have to pull some tricks or some shit because I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do. But listen, I know my team is struggling, but as you can plainly see, I proudly will wear my salute to service to the NFL. I'm rocking my team, win, lose, or draw. I'm always going to support, but I am an objective fan. Unlike the hoe-ass Cowboys fans, I am very objective. I'm not delusional.
Hey, this is the week where the Patriots offense finally decides to get it together and Ramondre Stevenson go off for like 200 yards. Zeke got like 78, Juju might not even play, but Juju's going to come out and be like 120.
I'm going to do you one better. This going to be the first week the Patriots have a receiver go over 100 yards.
Yep. That's going to happen. Watch.
That's my bold statement. So Mel makes 2 hours, 14 minutes, 9 seconds. If that happened, go and clip that up and let it look.
It's going to happen. Hunter Henry finna go crazy. Okay.
I don't care.
You know what I'm saying? Right. It's going to happen, dog.
So this next game is this next game is far and away my favorite game of the entire weekend, and it is the Detroit Lions against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That is my favorite game all weekend.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm so excited for this game.
This is literally
I'm
the
so
battle of
excited for this game.
the battle of the up and comers. It's such a great looking game. Like nobody thought that Tampa was, well, except for Mel, thought Tampa was gonna look like this, and we hoped that this is what Detroit was gonna look like, and we're glad that we're seeing it. And it was not the same old Lions. They were the Lions at this time last year were actually winless. They didn't have a win on the schedule last year at this time last year, so they're ahead of the game and then some. And Mike Evans did get officially cleared today, so he is playing in this game as well. So it's an all hands on deck type of situation. Amon-Ra St. Brown is also playing. Sam Laporta is banged up, but he's been practicing, so he's also leaning towards playing. So there's your training camp report presented by your boy yours.
I think the last but not least, Jahmyr Gibbs is still
out. But that doesn't matter because Jahmyr Gibbs has not been as relevant because Monty is back and Monty is doing Monty things. So I say all that to simply say this Detroit train gonna keep on rolling because I'm taking the Lions.
The pigtail part.
Give me golf and the Lions, man.
Maybe it's because I'm looking.
Like I said, I know, you know what I'm saying, my Chicago pick for the league is not, not here, but this Lions pick is real strong right now, man.
Was that Mel? Did you do a lion symbol? Is that what you just did?
No, Baconaires, baby. Baconaires.
Okay, Bacon. Okay. I knew somebody was gonna take Tampa. I was like, I figured it was Mel. All right. We have got the tanking Cardinals versus the resurgent Rams. And I'm telling you right now, Matthew Stafford finna have him an almost 400-yard game because I'm taking the Rams all the way.
Yep. No, give me the Rams. And honestly, I really don't think it's going to be particularly close.
I don't think it's going to be close. I'm just going to assume that the Mel going to take the Rams and not Joshua Dobbs and company. So, all right, we got New York Zach Wilson's going toe to toe against these undefeated Eagles.
Goodness gracious, that's going to be a slaughter fest.
Is it though?
I feel like it is. I feel like it is.
Because for some reason the Eagles secondary continues to be had.
And the only reason why I say that, not because of the secondary, it's mainly because of that front seven, bro.
True. But see, and I'm not now. Don't take this as me saying the Jets are going to win. But maybe that is the game plan. Let that pass rush get in there, then lessen the amount of people in coverage, so that I can throw this ball out to Garrett Wilson, who's probably going to be in one-on-ones. Possibly, there's some possibilities of some things happening here. Breece Hall is still there. Let the rush come in, throw some slip screens. Let Breece Hall get out in open space like Travis Etienne, like they've been doing for the Jacksonville Jaguars. They can make this game kind of fun. They'll still lose, but they can make it fun.
I'm taking the Jets.
Woo!
I'm taking Zachariah. I'm gonna take Zachariah.
Zachariah Wilson. Yeah.
Call the government name out. All right, this one's gonna be fun. I'm sorry. Troy's Little Giants just got smaller. No Daniel Jones. Tyrod Taylor is starting, which does make this a very interesting game. Darren Waller looks like he will play as well. And they're going up against Josh Allen and the Bills, who also been kind of trying to figure themselves out a little bit. But and Saquon is going to be back as well. So that's a thing. But
I don't think that matters. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Buffalo. I don't feel good about it. I really don't, just because Josh Allen does weird things at the wrong time of the season. And this would be that type of game they would lose is to the fucking Giants. And I would die laughing. If they lose to the Giants, they will be 0-2 against New York. They will be 0-2 against the state of New York if they lose to the Giants.
Oh, shit. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I'm flipping my pick just because I want to see it. Give me the Giants, man. Fuck it.
That shit would be hilarious if they go 0-2 against New York. Hey, I'm dead.
And Tyrod Taylor's playing this Sunday too. Daniel Jones is playing. So man, give me the Giants, man. Give me the Giants.
I'm still gonna take Buffalo, but like I said, I don't like it. But
I'm flipping my pick. Give me the Giants, man. Give me Tyrod Taylor.
That will be, man. I'm gonna die. Oh, I'm gonna die.
That's gonna be great. I'm gonna love it.
Oh, I'm gonna die if that happens. If they go 0-2 against New York, I'm
gonna go with Tyrod. I'm gonna take Tyrod.
I don't know. Do you? That's a good question.
No, I don't trust the Giants. Fuck them.
Sorry, Troy. I love you, but no. All right. Monday. Oh, and by the way, that is Sunday night football. By the way, that game is Sunday night football.
That's a crazy.
Which means that's the only game that we're gonna be watching, just to see if that happens.
Listen, no.
All right.
That's a crazy.
Let's get to Monday night football. This is the Dallas Cowboy Bowl. Kellen Moore coming back home. There's them LA Chargers.
This gonna
them Dallas Cowboys.
This gonna get ugly fast.
The question becomes: will the Chargers do Charger things?
Nope. Not this Monday.
Or is Dak gonna do what Dak been doing, which is and McCarthy gonna call a dry ass, vanilla ass game plan, and Kellen Moore gonna say, y'all remember when y'all fired me because I was putting up too many points? Hold this 50 burger. Yeah, I said it. The Chargers putting up 50. Call it 2 hours, 20 minutes, 9 seconds.
Yeah, no.
Chargers putting up 50 on Monday Night Football.
The Chargers not gonna charge you tonight. I'm gonna take that on Monday night. They will not charge you. As DQ would say, they're gonna bolt their ass up. That's what's about to happen on Monday night.
Give me the
and I need
Cowboys,
Austin
man.
Eckler to act a plum fool. Please,
Y'all gonna need-
Austin.
y'all
I got
gonna
Austin
get-
Eckler and Justin Herbert on the same fantasy team. Please act a fool.
Y'all
I
gonna
got the
introduce to Keenan
Cowboys.
Allen real quick.
Whoa, hold on. We ain't gonna let Ulas just snuck that in there. He took that.
I got the Cowboys only because I want to hear Skip say, "How about the Cowboys early?"
Oh, he gonna say it.
on Tuesday.
How about-
I want to see him. I want to see him cry. I can't believe we let Kellen Moore go. We should have fired Mike McCarthy and kept Kellen Moore.
Yep.
Oh, I
That's
can't
what I'm
wait for
looking
this.
forward to seeing.
I can't wait for this. Either way, I really don't. Honestly, it don't matter who loses because whoever loses, I'm gonna go in on your respective teams. Charger fans, Cowboy fans,
Yep.
doesn't really matter. But
100%.
just to be interesting, if Charger fans, if y'all do end up losing to these Cowboys, it's gonna be so ruthless. Oh, it'll be so ruthless. I promise.
See what's gonna happen? Dak gonna throw 3 more picks this game.
I don't doubt that at all. I don't doubt that.
You
at
know
all.
what's funny? So I in my military veteran PPR fantasy league that I'm in, I have Kirk Cousins and Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott has not started one time for me this whole season.
Smart.
And if this
And
waiver
Teddy
goes
Jones.
through, I just put this waiver in because somebody dropped Matt Stafford. If I get Matt Stafford, I'm dropping Dak Prescott off my fantasy team, and I've never considered Dak. Dak's actually a pretty damn good fantasy quarterback, just not this year.
Pretty solid.
But Matthew Stafford, on the other hand, I like his second half of his schedule.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So that gets us. We covered it. We did it. Another fantastic football Friday is in the books,
Yep.
ladies and gentlemen.
2.5 hour show like a motherfucker.
Come on, now. It's football season. We does this, man.
That's what I said. We tried to prep everybody for. We said once the season hit, the training wheels was gonna be off. We was gonna go full back. This is all gas, no brakes right now.
Yeah.
All gas,
Hey,
no
man.
brakes. We going.
All I'm saying, and appreciate the chat for coming through. You tried it.
Definitely.
You tried it. I'm gonna say it like that. You tried it. But I'm on fire this week. All right. I was on player versus team yesterday. We was on it. Of course, doing my thing on Gentleman's Talk. I got an appearance on Basket to Basket coming up soon.
Yeah.
I'm making my world tour happen now. So it's on in power.
Hold on. I gotta get this is my Michael B. Jordan. Hey, Auntie. Like, thanks for coming through. Appreciate you.
We love that. We love the chat, man. Appreciate y'all for coming through. Appreciate y'all supporting us. And listen, I got a disclaimer. Last time I did a disclaimer TikTok, it got over 10,000 views. So here's my disclaimer for Inside the Huddle. When we get up, don't try to jump on this train because there ain't gonna be no more seats.
No seats, man.
Season ticket holders already bought their ticket. Now we just letting everybody else fill up. Once it's full, it's full. Don't start. Oh man, y'all, when y'all gonna let me on the show? Nah, you should have came on the show right now while we building this thing. Once that wall built up, man, ain't no coming through.
No,
you're gonna be on the sidelines, but you're not gonna be from the sidelines.
I mean, should have come back next week with y'all picks so we can compare and contrast, and then we're gonna see exactly the best record.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry, I got a whole spreadsheet. I got our picks for the whole season. I got a nice spreadsheet. It's called the Inside the Huddle.
I've been going crazy this year. I've been stepping out on the ledge. I done fell off a couple times.
Oh no, I'm acting a plum fool and I'm with it. But hey, so what's the final words? Anybody?
I want to say just a few things. Appreciate y'all for sliding through. It's a lovely football Friday. Like I said, man, like, comment, subscribe, share, man. We are almost there to 500, and when we drop, when we hit 500, man, we got something special for you guys, man. That we've been, you know what I'm saying, cooking up. We're gonna roll out. So yeah, man, keep showing the love, man. And we appreciate it. We're gonna show the love right back. Y'all know it's the best damn football show on YouTube, and it don't get no better than this. So come rock with us, man.
The best. Look, man, the insight that you get from these two guys, if you're looking at the screen to my left, is amazing. Like, this is, you're not going to get it nowhere else. I said it before, we are the people's voice. We speak for y'all. How y'all feel is you just transmit it through us, and it comes through on this screen. You know what I mean? So
we're not insiders. We ain't got insight from training camps. We just do our homework.
That's
point
it.
Blank period.
That's
I
it.
read a lot. You listen, if y'all seen how active our chat is, we stay dropping articles, and we don't do rumors. We try to multi-source things just like a journalist would. We are doing old school journalism with some homework attached to it. That's all. So when we telling you stuff, it's not made up. It's not because I want to ruffle some feathers. No, I'm speaking facts. Like we had a whole discussion about Heisman. I pulled the whole Heisman list. I wanted to make sure you understood. The Heisman list said this is what it looked like. Last night we talked about the NIL stuff on Player versus Team. I pulled the NIL valuations chart, the top 100. I pulled it because I'd rather it come from a direct source than me make shit up off the top of my head because it don't sound like.
You know, and then, like a lot of stuff, like we don't do a lot of barbershop talk. I mean, we do have it every once in a while because it's fun to have it.
It's fun to have, most definitely.
But what we want to do here is we want to create a totally different atmosphere. This is great analysis with our knowledge of the sport, football. You know, GQ with his football and track background. Me and Moolage, straight football. Like we combine it all. This is gumbo. And we make it work.
And it's show in Texas now. We show gumbo season.
Yeah,
gumbo season is here. So
when y'all get excited about pumpkin spice season, I'm like, ooh, gumbo season. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Why are you poking me in the arm?
But no, that's all I got, man. So who gonna do that beautiful thing we talked about and push that button?
I got it. It's in my phone too, and I didn't load it up.
I'm gonna send a reminder text to Mel. It's like